guys, this is Tiffany, and you reached my channel to give me a reason, and I thought I'd come and answer more of your questions. The last video that I posted, you guys had a lot of questions, so I thought I'd come and answer it. I'm sitting in my car. I don't know if you guys know, but I love sitting in my car. It feels so good out here, and I have the air on, but I love sitting in my car. So I thought that I would answer the questions. It's not a lot, but might as well answer them. So don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to share my video. I think I don't say that, and I think that's why my subscribers don't go up. Share with your friends. Let everybody know if they want to have any type of information, or they want to know any type of information about aviation. Tell them to watch this video if they want to learn about makeup, anything of that sort. Tell them to watch this video, and don't forget to hit that notification bell, because once you hit that notification bell, you will be notified of any videos that I upload. And I'm trying not to get too much of the um, steering wheel. Hold on 1 second if I can slide. That better? That might, yeah, it's a little bit better. Okay, let's try this again. How are you guys doing today? So I'm just chilling today. So let me just jump right into these questions. Turn this off, down. Okay. So the first question was, where was my training held with the airline that I currently work for? And they love my channel, and that's Miss Ren. Hey girl, hey. Um, I want to say, our training was held in Dallas. We were at a hotel, and they put you up in a hotel. Our training was held in Dallas. We had training for 3 weeks, but I think the training now was like 4 weeks or more. But our training was really fast. I think our class was maybe the last class, if not the class after us, was the last class to have 3 weeks. But it was actually in Dallas, Texas. Um, let's see. Alrighty, sorry guys. Someone asked, could I talk about the pay with different airlines and my airline? I can't really talk about the pay at other airlines other than the ones I work for, and I did private charter, so I got paid a lot of money there because it was private. When I worked for my previous company, our starting pay was in the 20s, and it's the same over here, over $20 an hour. But here we're able to, like I said in my last video, capitalize on the money that we make an hour. Over there we weren't. We were limited to a certain amount of hours we could work a month. We don't have that over here. At this airline, you're able to work as much as you want to work, and that's what I like about it. Other airlines, they start off with probably way more money an hour, but they may not be able to work the amount of hours that they want to make the money that they want to make, making that type of money an hour. Um, we also get paid other things, like we have other incentives, that we get paid for. We get paid, well, of course you get your flight attendant pay. You get your per diem, and per diem is when you're away from home. And that's normally like $2. It's over $2 an hour. I don't know if that's universal across the board, but I think everybody has really came up with like $2 an hour. I don't think nobody's below $2 an hour. But ours is way over $2 an hour, but you get paid per diem. That's money away from home, and that comes on uh, our big check, but I don't know how it works. It's different in every airline. And then you get international per diem, so you get domestic and international per diem. So you're getting paid both per diem. So if you get paid, if you fly international, you get paid that. If you get paid, if you fly domestic, international and domestic, you get paid. Either per diem, you still get paid regardless. International is definitely way more money because you do more. But you get paid your regular pay hourly rate. You get paid your per diem. You get paid your overtime if you work overtime, and if you get vacation, you probably get paid for that. We get paid for other things, like we get paid for just for the flights being full. We get paid for if it's a busy month and we work. We get paid for we get money for different things. We get our per diem, our regular domestic per diem, our international per diem. So we have so many incentives of how we get paid. Our incentive program and how we get paid is it's really impeccable. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not hurting. The companies are hurting when it comes to money, when it comes to giving us money. Like, they have a clear understanding that we want to be financially free too. And they really, really, really take care of us financially. You know, people look at the pay scales and say, okay, well, your company makes this, but this company make that. And I've said this, and I'm gonna say this again. They may not be able to work their finger to the bone and make the money. And you may say, well, you got to work a whole lot. No, I don't have to work a whole lot. Because, for example, right now, um, they offer overtime this month. I picked up 2 overtime trips. And I was able to drop a lot of my flights because the amount of money I'm making on my just 2 overtime trips made up for all the flights that I dropped down to 1 days, or I didn't work at all, or I gave them away. That overtime, those overtime hours equaled up to all my hours I probably work a month. So, for example, if I was to work all, we call it VJA, volunteer junior assigned. If I was to work all VJA, which is all overtime trips, I wouldn't even care about working regular hours because I make so much money working my overtime trips. Because here we get paid our hourly rate and of course time and a half. So what a lot of people do here is they work their regular hours and then they work VJA, and it's like they make a double and triple. So yeah, I like that. So we get paid a lot of money, and it may be the same over there, but there's no cap. Even when you're on probation, you may have to reserve your 6 months, but you can still work, your whole 6 months if you want to work. If you want to try to make up some bills and you want to work and you trust yourself for the 6 months, you can. I picked up flights. My first month I didn't because I was commuting, but my second month and then on, I picked up flights and I worked. I'm a people person. I get along with people. I respect people, and I try to have a clear understanding of what people want on a flight. I try to go with the flow. I try to be, of course, I'm a team player, so I didn't have any problems picking up shifts. But a lot of people don't want to pick up shifts during their probation because they feel like, because if a lot goes on, you may not make it through probation because, you're being watched. You're making sure that you can come in and do your time. So for 6 months, sometimes people don't work the 6 months. They do, they just barely work their line and they're fine. In our probation here, if you can get rid of all your reserve blocks, you don't have to work. And you can come back after your probation period. So, that's just how it works. If you're able to find coverage, then you do. And they said all the time here, if you give away your trips or your reserve blocks, it's no longer your responsibility. It's the person who picked up your block. So I can make a lot of money either or. But I had already said that this month in August that I was going to try to work and do a lot of overtime because I wanted to go on some really nice trips for my birthday. But next month is a spirit party, so I want to go. I want to go to that. It's called the spirit party. Just give in the good spirit. It's not the airline. It's just called the spirit party. So I already had my mindset and had my goals on why I want to work as much as I want to work. But I know that with other companies, you do get paid. There's other airlines that maybe get paid more than we do. I don't know how much they can work, but I watch a lot of videos and I listen to them. And I don't think some of the companies that probably make more money than we do an hour, which is it's not many. I can count them on one hand, probably less than 3 fingers, who probably makes more money than we do, but they can't work a certain amount of hours. They can't go to certain places. They can only do so much. They're stuck at a base for a long time. Like, it's a lot of things that we get that they may not get. So that's it with the pay. Then someone asked me about the housing before, but in training, with housing and training. Before I came and before our training, I guess you had a roommate. And with my previous company, we did have a roommate. I didn't have a roommate because my roommate who was supposed to be in my room didn't show up. So they didn't call me, or they were like, oh, okay, you needed a roommate. They left me alone and I had the room to myself the whole time. But with us, we don't have roommates anymore. We used to, we don't. So you have your own room, you get a food voucher, and that's if you're going to training there. So you get a lot of things, like they feed you, they make sure that you have money for lunch or dinner. You get fed, you can buy your food where you go to training, you can buy your food outside of work, you can bring your food. It's a lot of places in the area where you can buy food. And not only that, they feed you. It's so many things that they do, and so many things that they're always celebrating. when I was in training, they celebrated so much. I think we ate so much of the food they were providing. We really didn't spend the money on the food that on the on the card that we were given. So we got it's paid training, and also we got money for food. And if there was a refrigerator in the room, but there wasn't a microwave, but there were microwaves in the study rooms. And that's one thing I can say. They had so many study rooms. It was ridiculous. And the study rooms that they offered were all decorated in the airline's logo. So it's like it was so many things, and it just made you feel like you was already a part of the company. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool that you can go in and you can see like, oh man, like look, it's you have this logo, and then you have some encouraging words. So it's like everywhere you went, it was that company. Just like you can see that you were part of something, and it showed that they took the training serious, because sometimes you go to training, um when you go to training, sorry, my crash pad mate text me, but when you go to training, um I've been to training where you're in a hotel, they know you were there, you were at this certain airline, and okay, not here. Like, they basically had the whole other half of the hotel based just for their employees alone. It wasn't just the flight attendant, the customer service, ramp agents. It was so many people in training when I was in training. But everywhere you went, it was somebody studying. It was something like they had so much stuff in the study rooms that you can use, and pots and pans, and just lounge chairs and tables and computers. Like, it's so many things. They offer so many things to make sure you go through your training successfully. And it was so many rooms that you can utilize where you can go through your training successfully. And it was so many. It's like the hotel loved the fact that our company was there, so it showed. Like, the staff was like, whatever you need, and it was never a problem when you call the staff. They're like, if something's wrong, they don't try to fix it, because what hotel want to mess up that contract? Because it's so much money they're probably making at the hotel just by us having our training there every month. And just not for the flight attendants, but for ramp, customer service, any type of managers, just any what is air traffic controllers, just any type of department was always some training. So I think that's pretty cool, that they took the time out to get a hotel, stick with that hotel, and make sure that we were around places where we can eat. We weren't out in the middle of nowhere. We were close to a Walmart. We were close to somewhere where we can get food. We were close to downtown. If we want to wind down, we can go. We were close to places where we can just enjoy ourselves. But also, we were also given the amenities to succeed, to go through our training and not stress. And it's like every time you think you're going through a stressful part, and you go in the room, you just look at all those logos and all the positive things they're saying, and how people are treating you, and you just remember why you're there. um I do want to say that when you're in training, you're I've said this before, just focus on yourself, be selfish and focus on yourself. But just make sure that when you're in your room, like, because of course you get a room by yourself, but when you're in your room, you're not partying, you're not causing, a scene where people in and out your door. Because I think we could even allow, people weren't even allowed in our rooms. I can't remember, but I don't think so. But just don't mess yourself up, because if the hotel or the company or something, where the hotel gets a complaint, I don't know if they will talk to you or they'll go to the company. And if the company get a complaint, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you may get sent home. So when you're there to train. That's why when a lot of people hung out and they wanted to enjoy themselves and wind down, they went out, to different bars and different eateries, and they had a good time. But, I was like, I'll party after the fact. Like, I'll party after the fact. So that's what I did. And let's see, somebody else said the customer satisfaction reward system and their incentive and continuous training is bomb. Yeah, they really do try to make sure that you succeed at their company. You can have a lot of training, but they really, really do. Like, it's so much. It's I'm telling you, like, when I went to the union, anything I didn't know. There's a Facebook page that I can go to. It's another Facebook page. It's so many Facebook pages that I can go to that if the union don't answer, which that's like rare. I mean, probably not next to never. It's always somebody, another group that can answer the question, or they can tell you where to go, or they can screenshot it. We're always helping each other, and I like that. So, what was your question? Oh, Lati, let me see what you said, Lati. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, you do get a room. You get your own room. You're not roommated with people. This I'm just re-answering Lati question. No, you don't get a roommate. You actually have a room by yourself. That roommate stuff stopped a long time ago. My previous airline, you get a roommate. So if you're applying there, you would get a roommate. But this airline, they don't. They have a clear understanding that, because you got to think about it. We can't really get roommates because we may have, like, we had an AM class and a PM class. So you can't be with somebody who is in two different classes because they can wake you up. They don't want you to be disturbed. They don't want anything to disturb you or deter you from learning, or you not to get sleep, or you to fall asleep in class to get sent home. So they do whatever they want. They do whatever they can, and you get your own room. You also get get money for food. You get money. And you don't have to just eat at the hotel. They give you money to eat around the area where the hotel is, and you also get food. They have the food that they offer at the training facility is so good. Oh my God. I never not went to that cafeteria. Never. Okay. None people could cook over there. So I went over there. I ate a lot over there. And even when we were eating there, yes, like it's a cafeteria. They have they cook like different main dishes. Like they have like soul food. Sometimes they have Spanish food. They do Italian food. They do Indian food. They have salads, they have sushi, they have chicken, they have fish, they have all these different things. Like say you're a vegetarian, they have things for vegetarian, and there's so much space, and you can bring food. It's just a lot. They offer so much food, like, and not only that, the food that they offer in the cafeteria, that's not even including the food that they feed you. Because I'm telling you, I swear, I think the first week we ate so much. We didn't even use I think we used our car when we got back to the hotel. But we didn't use our car like the first week or so because we were being offered so much food at the training. Like they were celebrating this. They were celebrating us being there. They were celebrating, the new class. I mean, the class that just got through graduating. So we were just eating. And, that we would get food if we meet with, someone in management, or we got this, like they threw us this big party, and it's like it's a fun field environment. So we did get some money to eat, and that's if you're going that's why, like, that's if you're going to training at the facility. I mean at the hotel. But if you're commuting, like if you live in Dallas, no, you won't get that because of course you live in Dallas. But of course, that's what they do. And thank you. I love my company too. Let's see what else. With the training, if you fail training or if you have a problem with training, it's always someone there to help you. You have to apply to yourself. But if you're not, like for example, when you first go to training, before you go to training, there's a Facebook page. And on that Facebook page, it's in the airline, because I've seen this on other airlines. They have a candidate page, and it's like future candidates. So if you have a future candidate, of course you communicate amongst each other. So then you find out if you got the job, if you didn't get the job, if you did get the job, what class you're going to be in. So you kind of meet each other via Facebook. And then when you get there, you start putting Facebook with the name because there's a date. Oh, that's good. So I'm glad you're on both, and stay on both, because you'll find out, like a lot of people found out when they were getting called, if they were next in line, if they were in the interview process with somebody at the same time, then they know ahead. If he got called and got the position, then I should be coming up because I was in the same interview group. And that's what I like about the interview process, was because it wasn't a herd of people. I think we had less than 10 people. And I don't know how big it is now, but when I went, it was less than 10 people. And they wanted to make sure that they gave you their undivided attention. It wasn't like, okay, we got 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay, ask them a bunch of questions, let them go. No. No. They want to make sure you treat their customers right. So the first thing they're going to do, they're going to drill you about you and your character. They're going to sit, they're going to look at everything, your mannerisms, and that's, I mean, I feel like that should be any airline. Like, they look at you because, just because your mouth is moving don't mean your body language could tell something different. So their interview process is long and gruesome. That's a grueling, that word. But it's long because they're talking to you, but they make you comfortable. If you're, oh, you did, oh my God. Okay, so we're gonna pray. God, Jesus, I pray that you give her a heart desire. It's Lottie, that you give her heart desire, and you bless her just like I prayed. I pray that she get whatever she want, especially here. She can enjoy herself and just have your way. Just have your way. And my question to you, how was your interview? Like, were you nervous? Did they ask you a lot of personal questions? Um, how was your interview, Lottie? Like, did you have like, were they stern? Like, some people say they had people where they're, like, I had people, you was nervous. What type of, like, did they ask questions about your character or more of your work experience? Oh, that's good. I seen some of the interview pictures. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. I seen some of the interview pictures on my friend went to the interview process, and I seen some of the interview pictures, and they took pictures with you, and they do a lot of things completely different, which they should, because of course there's a lot of videos out there, and they have to switch it up so there was no cheating and all of that stuff. But I think that's good. I do know that. One thing I do want to say, if you did apply, please, please, please make sure that your dates and any dates that you have when you're working, out of work, it adds up. Okay, it's correct and the dates are right, because I've had some people that get offered the CJO and not finish the process because the dates didn't add up. So, huh, they asked you the same question multiple times. What was, when you say the, okay, good, yes ma'am. They want to make sure you were sure that you want to work for the company. I know y'all like, everybody just, I'm sorry, I don't mean to just talk to her, but I think this conversation is really good because, okay, good. Yeah, because you may not get the base you want um, right then. They want to make sure, because being in the airline industry is not easy. And if you have kids, or if you have um, a family or husband or significant other, they want to make sure that you know that you may be gone and this is what you want to do. Because I think around this time now, they they want to make sure, because it's a lot of money to send people through training and pay for their background. And I was based in Oakland when I first started. I was only based there a month. I got Houston my second month. I was so happy because my commute wasn't bad. Like, people say a lot of things about the commute. My commute wasn't bad because my flights were in the evening, so it wasn't bad at all. It's just I didn't want to be there because California is expensive, and I had some friends who were renting what it was Airbnb, and it just them. I think they were paying like $400-500 a piece. I was like, being at, oh no ma'am. I was like, I'll sleep in the crew room, like, but my flights were in the evening, so I was able to fly first thing in the morning, and then go to work that night. But let's see what else. If you have anything else, you guys let me know. If you have any questions at all, I live in Florida, not my kids. Okay, so are your kids grown? Like, because maybe they're asking that question, like, do you have adult kids or do you have support? Because I think you're in San Francisco, so are you going to ask to be based in, okay, good. Are you going to ask to be based in either Oakland or, oh yeah, you fine, child. The reason I ask you, are you sure? Because I'm telling you, people come and they think they could be a flight attendant. It's not easy. It, yeah, Oakland. Oakland is expensive. If you can find somebody that maybe like you, a rooming house, or somebody that's renting a room, or maybe all you guys can rent a house and turn it into a crash pad. I don't even know if there's that many. I don't even know if there's crash pads there, because when I was there, we all had to get a well, we all didn't, but some of the people in the AM and PM class got an Airbnb. So I don't know about the crash pad situation there. So before you go, or while you're in there, or while you're on the page, just like on the Facebook pages, just ask, hey, so if you're based in Oakland, like, how's the living arrangements? Um, are the crash pads there? Because there are no crash pads from what I heard in Dallas. Um, I, my transfer was a month. I was in Oakland 1 month, and I got Houston the next month. But right now, I think everybody in my class got the base they wanted by now. I think right now, from last I seen, Houston was full. Atlanta was still taking people, but it was people who's, you're not gonna get it in Atlanta for a couple of years. Um, Denver was full. They were taking people, I think, in Vegas or something. I can't remember the vacancy, but I know Houston is full. I don't think Oakland was accepting people. Hold on, let me see if I can see. I don't know if I can tell the business, but I know that some majority of the bases are full. So yeah, that's what you say, girl. That's if you. That is the best answer. If you want to be a flight attendant, tell them you flexible. Like, if you're not flexible, don't say, well, Tiffany told me to tell you I'm flexible, and that's a lie. Don't lie. But if you flexible, tell them that. Because when I tell you, if you act like you got some uhs and ums and well, see my and my how many days you say again we got to be gone? It's not happening. I'm telling you, because your schedule is never certain, never. Even when you flying on a 3 day, like, it could change in an instant. So no, don't. If you want to be a flight attendant, you got to be flexible, because like I said, you may not get the base you want. You may get those horrible trips, and you have to suck it up. I got a trip one time. That suck was 5 legs, and we had to serve in less than 30 minutes. Girl, woo! I was about to have a nervous breakdown, because you got to serve, and thank God I was like flying with a lot of people. So that's what email they told me wasn't. Let me locate. Oh my Lord. So if they hire them, that'd be a blessing. If they hire them after someone wrote and said that they told the interviewers that they're not willing to relocate. At least they're honest. But if they get a job still, then God on their side. Somebody doing some heavy praying, and we need to find out who they is so we can touch and agree and make sure we all get this job, okay? Because, baby, no, you can't. How you gonna tell a job? That means you'll tell the company, well, I really don't want that trip. Is there any other? I know they didn't get hired, because why would you tell somebody? This is what I don't like. If you're not sure, if you know that you don't want to leave your boyfriend, you don't want to leave your life, don't be a flight attendant, because you're taking the opportunities from someone else that want the job the most, that they looked over them for you, and then you get there and all of a sudden you don't want it. That's not right. And I was like, what? Who says that? Don't do that. Like, I think that's not right. It's just like you hungry all day and you come in and you finally get a plate, and somebody take your plate and eat it, and you haven't had a meal. Like, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? If you want, that's why I tell people. I've said this before. When you want to be a flight attendant, do your research. No, people, and it is a lot of sacrifice. I think the only thing that you're really sacrificing at this company, because they're pretty lenient. Like, they're pretty lenient here. When I say lenient, like, they try to help you succeed. It's not like, they got a trap out for you. None of that. So I'm not gonna say that. Like, they're about their company, and they're about their job, and they're about their employees, and they're definitely about their customers. And they're not gonna let you get over. You're not gonna do a lot of stuff. So when I say lenient, please don't stretch that. But lenient as in they want to help you succeed. They're not here to make it bad for you. Like, you have onboard supervisors, and those supervisors are there for you for you to have questions, if you have concerns, if you don't understand, if you're trying to figure it out. Like they have a lot of stuff, a lot of things that you can go. You got the even though you're not getting the full, advantage of the union, you still have the union. Like you still have them, even if you have a general question. And they're always sending out surveys and all kinds of stuff so that you can ask questions, and those questions that you ask, you know, they can try to fix it. Like, when we had our training, they were like, hey, what are some things in your training that you didn't like that you think we should fix? And I just said some things that you should fix, like things that they're like certain parts of training, or a part of the job that I feel like we should have touched on a little bit longer than just, some like an hour. I just wish that it was longer. Other than that, I'm telling you, they're not there to trick you. But one thing I do know is, when I first got the training, you'll be able to tell, because when you meet those people, I was saying this before, but when you meet those people on the Facebook page and everybody's talking, you communicate, and you guys go to training, you're gonna finally meet them, because everybody have to check in at a certain time when you go to the hotel. So you're gonna see everybody downstairs mingling and stuff. That's what I did. You're gonna sit down and you're gonna meet all those people that you talk to on Facebook. While you're sitting there, I'm telling you right now, this word of advice. While you're sitting there, they're gonna talk about the training, what you needed to learn before you got there, if you got sent stuff, because every training is different. So we had to learn things before we got there. And one thing I want to say was, when you're sitting there and you're talking to these people, listen to what they're saying. If they're talking and you got these people saying, oh, well, if like say, we received a packet, and I can't say it was in the packet, but we received a packet, and it was things we had to know before we got the training. When we were sitting there, I was listening, and I heard people talk about, oh, well, I heard we don't get tested until this time, so I got time. I already knew I'm not studying with you, because you're a last minute person, and I'm not saying you're not taking it serious, but I don't need to be with somebody that's going to hold me back, because we're trying to make sure you know your stuff. Then I sat down and I listened to people say, oh, I know this, I know that, oh, I've been know that. You don't know that yet? You don't know that yet, girl? You don't know that yet, dude? What you mean, man? This is not easy to learn. You need to know this. Those are the people I gravitated to and I studied with. They used to call me drill sergeant, because I was not playing. I'm here to get a job. I'm not saying you can't have fun. I'm tell you something. I'm not playing, guys. The first week of training, I slept 24 hours. The first week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I think I slept maybe 3 hours, 4 hours tops. Because it was like, I want to make sure I had everything. The test was coming up. We were, as soon as we were appreciated and celebrated, we were right into training, And that first week, I didn't sleep at all. Like, I was so, zoned out. But I was focused. I wrote my notes. I did my own study. I went in my room. I studied with the crew. I found people who I know that was on the same level. And it was just like a clique of us. And we never well, you can't come in our clique. No, because, people will come in and we'll see they had the same mindset. And we just, bring them in. But they call me drill sergeant, because we all got each other number. Okay, what time you going to eat? Okay, you wanted to go to eat? Okay, we're going to go eat. We're going to come back. We're going to meet in one of the training rooms. And we went down there and trained. But, you got people who came in at last minute trying to learn stuff. And I was like, it's stuff that we're supposed to know. But that first week, when I found out who that was, I was like, y'all not about to confuse me. I knew all my stuff. I knew everything I was supposed to know when I got there. And all I did was continuously study it, because I knew the test was coming up. And when I got in my room, we had 1 weekend off. And then the rest, we had like 1 day of the weekend. I was out. Let me see when I went. Oh, yeah. That was, when I went through training with my previous company, we had a test. It was, I'm not going to say what it is, but we had to pass some tests, because if we didn't pass it, we would definitely sit home. That was, yeah, it was all week long, and it was a test on something, and we had to know it. We had to know everything about it. Like, we even had to, and it wasn't, they're going to ask us questions. We had to write it out. So, I mean, these trainings, they're not playing anymore, because you got to save people, and there's so much things going on in the world when it comes to airlines, and you got to be on top of your game. But like I said, when you go to training, you start meeting these people, conversate, laugh, and talk, but make a mental note on who was procrastinating and who knew their stuff. And then you know who to separate yourself from. Because I'm telling you, nobody will be fighting on your behalf if you get sent home because you're trying to help somebody else. I'm telling you. Ain't nobody going to no office saying, hey, Tiffany did such a good job. Why y'all send her home? She helped all of us. And they're going to say, well, she helping you, but she ain't helping herself. And you going home. And they're going to keep it pushing. So please surround yourself around people that care about what they there for. I mean, you will run, and you're going to run into them people who live at home with their parents, or they got money, or they just only flying because, or they're young, they fresh out of college, so if they don't, have this job, they'll go back to doing whatever they did before. You're going to have those people. Or they just want to fly because, it's a flight attendant's all cute, and you're going to have those people. And those people, some of them, have that mindset. If if I go home, then I just try again next year. Please don't. I'm not saying don't hang with them. I'm just saying know their character. When you come to know someone's character, if you don't know someone's character, then I don't know what you're doing, because that's in life. Like, you got to know someone's character. And one thing I do want to say is, when you're considering becoming a flight attendant, you have a significant other, you have to take their feelings in consideration. And I'm single, but I'm dead serious. You have to take their feelings in consideration, because if you have a significant other that's sitting home and they stationary, and you're flying all the time, it causes a problem, because they're so used to you being home. My advice is, on some of your trips, if you can, bring them along. Let them get the feel of you being gone for a day or two, because I'm telling you, you're going to be on the road, and they say, like, flight people in aviation always get together. Like, we always link up. It's always somebody getting married, or they dating, or they because in their mind, they feel like people in aviation understand people in aviation, and we understand that you have to be gone, versus somebody who's stationary in the home body and they're home every day. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, me working here, when I start dating, and I think he's worthy of my time and my benefits, I'm gonna bring him along on an overnight or two, and we're gonna enjoy the city together. It's not, oh, I'm flying, and every time your significant other calling you, you know what I'm saying, you're partying, you out with your crew, and they home. Hey, what you doing? Oh, I'm hanging out with the friends, and they hear you having a good time in the background. They're gonna grow resentful. They're gonna have resentment. You have to include them. So, surprise them, say, hey, baby, don't go to work tomorrow. Come get on my flight. And make sure it's a light flight. Come get on my flight and let's do something. Always include them. Because dating someone in the aviation industry that's always flying is hard. It's hard. Because they're used to you being there. And then they hear you having fun, and they home sleeping in the bed somewhere, and you out with your crew having a blast, because it's a different time zone. So you partying like a rock star, and they home sleep, wishing they could be there. And I'm saying, like, you can say, well, they just need to be secure in the fact that I'm gone. True, they do. They need to understand that you're going to be gone, but that doesn't mean they can't enjoy the benefits that you have. Not just because y'all going on one vacation a year, so they're on your benefits, so you're going to fly. No, bring them along one of your trips. Bring them along. Just tell them when they get on the flight, dress appropriate, and sit back. And then mind your business, and don't get drunk. She said you should meet somebody before you become a flight attendant. I laugh and joke all the time, because I say I would never date a pilot, but they have to be extremely different. Like, if I date somebody in the aviation industry, I'm gonna say, this is just my honest opinion. People in aviation get lonely too quick. Like, I've noticed they get lonely too quick. They out on the road, and they wanna, they feel lonely, and they get that look in their system or them drinks, and then they be like, oh, I wish I had somebody. They get lonely too quick. I need somebody who, like, it's not like you're going like you're in the military. You're going for 3 days, 3 or 4 days, if that. So if you can't contain yourself for 3 or 4 days, you can't talk to me, because I'm a female, and I'm not trying to be rude, but what is it? Our auntie visits us for a week, and you gotta wait. So you mean to tell me you can't wait 3 days, 3, 4 days? Like, I don't think you should wait. I don't think you should date before you get in aviation, because sometimes even before you date, before you get in aviation, if they're used to you being there, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. So it's like, it's hard. So listen, this is my advice. I wish, if I date somebody, he got to be afraid to lose me. Like, when he out on the road with all that temptation, because you got people that do not have that. I'm sounding so ghetto. They don't have respect for your home life and your relationships. They single, they free, you know, they're like, hey, whatever. I need somebody to say, boy, she look good, but I, and this is a man, this is me speaking as a man. Oh man, she pretty, you know, yeah, yeah, you know, because of course another pilot gonna be like, ooh, who is that? You're gonna look, and you're gonna be like, you a man, you're gonna look. But I need him to say, listen, yeah, she cute, she got a nice body, but I tell you what, if my lady find out, and I'm telling you something, aviation is very small, so please don't think that you're doing stuff and it's on the low low. Please, I don't care how many people work at your job. I just found out, one of my friends just found out she was at a pool party and two flight attendants sleep with the same person. So I'm telling you, it's not small at all. I don't care how many people at your airline. It's a small circle and people talk, okay? It's worse than a barbershop. But I need my man to be like, bro, listen, you know, if Tiffany find out, I'm done. And that's all the work I done put into. She's a good woman. She love me. She respect me. She work. She cater to me. She my friend. She my confidant. She makes sure I have. If I don't have, she got my back. She makes sure, you know, that she treat me like a man. That she respect me as a man. She makes sure that I'm in a man's place. She not embarrassing me. I never have to hold my head down. Things that I was raised up on. I want him to say, man, you ain't gonna find that. That's rare. That's rare. So before I mess that up for a one night stand, who probably don't even care, she probably just got some liquor in her system. No. I need him to be afraid. Because when a man afraid to lose you, he think. Versus a man who like, you know what, well, it's a plenty of fish in the sea. Guess what? They don't fly, it's gonna be like a rotating door. I'm we were eating one day and this guy was like, I was like, oh, what do you do on your day off? He said, I try to catch up with my wife because she's a traveling nurse. He said, I be trying to make time for my wife. I need somebody like that. Somebody who like, look, I fly, she fly, but when I'm off, I'm trying to be with her. Like, and I mean, he was at a table with a bunch of pretty girls. He wasn't trying to come in our room. He paid for our food. He was like, okay. He gave us, you know, invaluable information. But when it was time for us to go to bed, good night, ladies. It was a pleasure. See you on a future flight. Thank you guys for taking care of us. Good night. Went in his room and left. Bye. Bye. That's what I need. Because they get too lonely. These people in aviation, and I'm not saying everybody, but they sit up there and they tell each other their problems. And then you got somebody who, it's always somebody lurking. They always lurking. Here to tell you, well, you know what, you know, like for example, a girl like, man, my boyfriend always tripping. I told him I'm a flight attendant. He knew I was flight attendant when we met. And then you got that dude in your ear, well, you know what, I mean, I won't put up no problem, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm a flight attendant. You don't understand that you got to be gone for a couple of days. If I was your dude, I don't even be putting up that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, what he wants you to do, you're a flight attendant. And he was like, you know what, you understand how I feel. See, that's what I be wanting him to understand. That's how I start. I'm not playing. People always confide. Flight attendants always confiding, and you can't confide in everybody. You can't confide in everybody, cause look, this didn't happen at my airline. My friend told me this happened at her airline. That the two flight attendants found out that they were sleeping with the same person, and she said the young girl was telling cause the guy was, one of them was older and one of them was younger. She said the young girl was telling the older lady, why you mad? You know, why you mad? Like, she okay with the fact that she didn't even care. I'm like, I can't do that. But back to what you said, it doesn't matter if you start dating before training or if you start, I mean, not before training, but if you start dating before you become a flight attendant or after you become a flight attendant, just know that when you start dating somebody in aviation, you maybe need to ask around. That, and people may say this, but my thing is this: if I date you, I need to be on your social media. Like, I need to see what your social media like. You know, I need to start liking a couple of your pictures. Cause I'm telling you something. One thing about social media will catch anybody that you ever want to find out if your man is doing anything. Go on social media. Cause if he is messing around, a cousin, sister, auntie, cousin, friend, homeboy, second cousin, great-great-grandma, great-great-great-grandma, somebody gonna comment on that thing like, who is this? I had a dude tell one time, I don't have social media. Well, you a lie. And I ain't seen that, and I'm not saying they don't, but no. I can look at him and tell he likes social media because he like attention. So you mean tell me you got no social media? No, you don't have social media for me to get on. So if I write something on your page, you got to explain why am I writing heart emojis on your name. So if you tell me you have social media, I'm already giving you the side out because you already know social media. You got people. Come on, y'all. You got people. You can't even. A star can't even lay down with a group at night because while he's sleeping his mouth open, he's sucking his thumb. She taking a picture. So while he's sucking his thumb with his head in her chest, she taking all kind of photos and Snapchat like guide him, and then she end up pregnant. I can't with these people. People and money, I swear. But let's see. I got off topic. My bad. Sorry. Let's see what else you guys want to know. But someone said something. She said she's a union. I'm sorry. Coily Kinky Chick said she's a union type person. I agree. I love the union. I love the fact that I have backing. I love the fact now. Okay, so let me say this. Um, you may talk to somebody in the union or something may happen and you may not have their support or they may tell you something you don't want to hear. So don't say, well, just because they tell you something you don't want to hear, that the union don't have your back. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when people get mad at the union, they've done a lot of things and they don't want to own up to responsibility. So they be like, oh, the union ain't nothing, they ain't help me. And they know they got 4 or 5 things in they file and there's nothing the union can do. The union can fight for you if you're not a problematic person. But if you always in something, what you expect these people to do? You know, they can't perform a miracle if you keep throwing yourself in front of the bus. Like, how many times they got to resuscitate you? So you got to realize that, like, even though you have a union, don't take advantage of it. Like, well, you know, they're going to find out how I can get up out of this. No. Because then it showed them that you have a pattern. Like, it's a pattern, your problem. Like, every other month you in something, and I cannot. Have you used a union? Only time I used a union was to help me when I wanted to make sure that I had all my all the things that I needed and all the things that like all my medical stuff or the days when I was off and because I ended up calling out sick when I first got sick and ended up in the hospital. I called out sick first, and then I ended up going in the hospital. So we have like sick days, and then we have I ended up going to the hospital. So my hospital stays superseded my sick days. So then I went into I forgot what it's called. I went into something else, but it was sick related. So I want to make sure of my benefits with that and what would go on my file, if anything would go on my file, and what I needed to provide. So the union was right there to say, hey, you know, this is what you need to provide. This is what you have. I had never got in trouble, never missed a day, never had any, like, still, you know, like, other than me being sick, I had perfect attendance. We got rewarded for that, like you get rewarded for that. So I was in a negative. Because you get points. I was way in the negative in points. Like, I was -5. So, even if I got a point or half a point, it would take a whole lot for me to even have to, because, like, if you get a certain amount of points, you have to talk to somebody. You're having a meeting and it's a problem. Like, they tell you, like, okay, now, you got a problem and you better straighten up because, you know, you in this meeting and you want to have your chin. But I was so far in the negative because I've been doing good all this time. I've been on probation that when, like, if I had got a point, I think I was supposed to get half a point or a point for me being sick because it went over my actual sick days that were allowed. I don't know if I got half a point. I got to verify tomorrow because I'm still waiting. My doctor had to fill out something. But if I did get half a point, it wouldn't count against me really because I was in a negative. So I heard someone who worked for Delta here told me that they were able to give their sick time to other employees. I haven't heard that here. I don't think you can do that at this airline. Like, you get so many incentives when it comes to being sick, being able to take off work. If you're commuting, like we have the commuter clause. There's so many things that I'm not saying you're supposed to take advantage of being sick, but they understand that you're sick. Our probation was 6 months. So for 6 months, I was at work every day. I never was late at the gate. I was always on time. I did my job. I never got rolled up. Every peer evaluation that I had was positive. You know, you're evaluated, and that's with any airline. I don't know how their airlines work, but you're going to work with people that's going to send, or the company's going to contact them and say, hey, how is this person to work with? So I'm going to tell you like this. Okay, I want y'all to listen to me well. If you're able to fool them in the interview process, you will not be able, or you're a good actress to fool them for the full 6 months. Somebody gonna see through you. And when they see through you, they're gonna write it in and they're gonna let them know. So you may be an excellent interviewer, and you can get through the interview process and get the job. But if when you out on that line, they're gonna ask your coworkers, how is your job performance? How are you as a team? How do you work? Do they have to tell you what to do? Are you lazy? They're gonna ask all these questions and more. And one thing I love about my company is not only they ask that, they want to hear what the customers have to say, because that's why we're there. We're there just because of them. They're gonna ask the customers questions. They want to know. You're gonna get all kind of check rides. So I'm telling you right now, if you can fake your way through the interview, you ain't gonna be able to fake your way too long, because people gonna see through you. So if you ain't a people person, being a flight attendant may not be for you, baby. Because I'm just saying. Yes. Okay, so you heard that coworkers help through training. Yes, they do. And I want to say this. Coworkers help you if you want to help yourself. You know, if you come in, people come in from other airlines and you can't tell them nothing. They think they know it all. You know, well, when I was at this airline, you know, I know how to do my job. Please don't do that. I'm telling you something. My whole 6 months, it was really, oh my, I can hear the same thing. I don't know if I said in this last video, because I recorded my last video like 3 or 4 times. But somebody told me, they told us, when you pick up your trash, you turn the trash upside down in the trash bin. You turn upside down, it preserves space. So I was like, oh, when I first heard it, I was like, oh my God, really? Okay, so I started doing that. Every trip I was on and I came back with trash, I was like, oh, you know, I have another tidbit for you. You know, turn your trash upside down. Now, mind you, I done heard it before. I didn't get the attitude like, oh my God, oh, they told me that already. I was like, oh my God, really? That works? Like I heard it for the first time the entire 6 months. You know how many times I heard that? Girl, I heard that the whole 6 months. And I'm not saying I'm doing that because I'm trying to fool people, but I'm showing them that they're able to instruct me and direct me, and I'm able to listen, because people could tell you stuff. Like when I was on a flight, and our flights were, you know, we have those hour flights, and we have to do, no, I'm sorry, not even hour flights, 45-minute flights and 55-minute flights. We got to do service in 33 minutes or less. I had a veteran with me. Everything I did wrong, she was like, when you done, come back and I'm going to show you what you need to do to get through this process faster, how you can get faster in your service, if you're willing to listen. But when somebody tell you something and you give them, and they looking at your look, they looking at your facial expression, they looking at your body language. And if you looking at them and you're like, oh, well, you know, I mean, oh my God, here she go again. I'm telling you, it's not going to work in your favor. I'm not saying you kissing butt. You're not kissing butt. You're showing respect to people who done been there and you just got there. And you need to learn. Every airline is different. I don't care if you been had an iPad and we just not getting them today. Still act like, you know, still be open to criticism. Now, if they disrespecting you, that's different. And that's rare here. These people help you. I'm telling you, on my last video, the whole 6 months, I could count on my one hand how many times I paid for my stuff. These people are about family here. They pay for your food. They pay for your shuttle. They know that when you first get out of training, you may not, even if they don't know, they feel as if you are not financially ready yet, so they're going to help you. They're going to have your back financially, all the way down to the captains. Okay, so that's what I love about the company, and that's what I like. Like the whole 6 months, they were like, oh, man, these people buying me lobsters. Like we went to this place, and I was like, they were like, oh, it's this lobster. I forgot where we were, but it was like this lobster place, and they cooked the lobster for you. And I'm talking, it was a big lobster too. They opened it up, they steam it for you. I got ready to pay. They was like, your money is not good here. Put your money away. The entire 3 days, I didn't spend one thing, $1, nothing. So you know, I like that. I like the fact that they care about you. Now, you would be the determination if people are helpful or not. Because if you go in with the open mind, then you know, you'll do good. But if you go in like can't nobody tell you nothing, you got a brick wall and you just get out of training, so you know, that's fine. And I say this all the time: if somebody come to you and they say something to you about training or say something to you and you're not sure, that's what your manual was for. And you can easily that's good. If your mind open, that's good. Because if there's somebody, because you're going to have people that try to tell you something because that's what they want to do on the flight, and it's really not what you're supposed to be doing on the flight. My advice to you is, while you're on probation, do what you learned in training and what's in that manual, because somebody's always watching. You may get a check ride, and that's not for just this airline, that's for any airline across the board. You may get a check ride and you don't want to do nothing that they want you to do, because guess what? They've been a long time. They have the union behind him, and some airlines don't even have unions, okay? So you get fired on the spot. So do what's in the manual. And you're going to have somebody that say, well, you know, oh my God. Like, you're going to have those veterans where they get a little annoyed and say, listen, this is how you do it, okay? That's somebody tell you something, you know it's not right, but it's something they want to do, say, listen, I would really love to do that, but I just got out of training. This is what they told me to do. They told me to follow the manual. I'm still on probation. I love my job. I want to do this. I know you saying doing this way, but can we please look it up to make sure? Because, you know, they told us they're going to be doing check rides. And, you know, you guys, you have backing. You have a union. This, you know, and I've been on flights where new hires have told veterans this. You know, you guys have unions. You have backing. You can get a point or two. I can't sacrifice that. I can get fired on the spot because I'm still in my interview phase of my job. So, I mean, I know you saying doing this, but can you please can we just look it up in the manual and see if this is the right way to do it? Because I'm going to tell you something, some of the veterans don't really be up to date on a lot of things like they need to. So they may not know the new stuff that you learn in training. So they may be saying, that's not right. That's not right. Pull out that, say, well, you know, can we just look it up? You know, look very sincere. Can we just look it up? Because I just want to double check. Because, you know, I'm on probation. I just don't want to get in no trouble. Then they realize, like, oh yeah, you know, she right. You know, and they'll tell you, yeah, they can't deny you that. And they'll say, yeah, you can look it up. Okay, prime example. Me, as a matter of fact, my whole crew was new. I was an A. All of us was new. And then we had 2 people. It was 4 people on the flight. Me and my classmate and 2 new people who just got here. And she actually came from our previous airline. She was like, damn, I. So it was so cool. But anyway, fast forward. It was a flight attendant who came on the flight. And she worked for our company. She sat in the back. She showed me who she was. And I always try to spoil them. If they want anything, I, you know, make sure they're okay. She sat in the back. And so it was a night flight. We were on the newer planes. So our newer planes, we have touchscreen. So there are options for different times of the flight, whether it's, you know, sunrise, sunset, service, no service, landing, not landing, arriving, depart, all of that, okay? So I turned the lights down for takeoff and landing like we're supposed to. And when we got up to do service, I turned the light on for service. Now the service lights were bright. From my understanding, she went to the back and she was like, because you can control the lights from the back as well. So she was like, she said to the flight attendants, why are the lights on so high? Because that's not the correct setting. Mind you, I'm the A. So the person in the back, who had respect for the A position, came to the front and said, hey, you know, it's a flight attendant back there. I don't know if we're getting a check ride. Because, you know, when people come on, you don't know if it's a check ride. You won't know until the end of the flight. So he was like, I don't know if it's a check ride, but she said that, you know, the lights aren't supposed to be this light. So me, I'm like, it says right here, service right here. Like it's supposed to be on this right. When we're doing service, this is what it's supposed to be on. So I need her to tell me. So I go to the back. I said, hi, my name is Tiffany. And I was just informed that the lights aren't on the correct setting. So could you please explain to me what do you mean? Because on the screen it says, you know, service. So she was like, oh, you know, because this is too bright. And she wasn't telling me whatever reason. So she was talking to me as if she was a supervisor before. So I'm like, oh, Lord, I don't know if she on a flight. Like, because they don't tell you they're doing a check ride, mind you. So I'm like, oh, man, like, is that not supposed to be it? Like, am I supposed to have it on sunrise? But it said service. So I'm getting nervous. So we all, like, getting nervous because all of us are new. But we were way more in than the other 2 people. So I was like, you know what? I said, well, you know what? I'm just going to do my service, and if it's supposed to be like that, I just turn the lights off. because we were told we never supposed to have the lights completely off at all on no aircraft. Okay, so when we finished service, I pulled up the manual. It was our manual. I pulled it up and I found it, and it showed all phases of flight and what the lights are supposed to be on. And I was right, because it said service. Like, so I called everybody up to the front, all the flight attendants, and we all got it together, and we all read it specifically and made sure we have a clear understanding. So if they were able to fly A or fly on this aircraft, they know that if they say service, that's what it is, because that's what we're doing. We're offering service. We're offering our drinks, our snacks. People are buying alcohol. It's supposed to be on this. And then after service, we're supposed to turn it to this setting at this time, and then for landing. So I don't know what she was talking about, but I'm thinking she can't be a supervisor, and if she is, she got to know that it says service right here. So that's what we're doing. We go to the back, and she's in the back in the galley talking. So we waited till we finished all our work, and everybody was taken care of course. And then we had a few minutes to spare. So I walked through my trash all the way through, and I went to the back, and I said, hi, and all of us were together. I said, hi, we put it up in the manual, and we just want to show you that for this, for this aircraft, this is the phase of, of flight. And this is the lighting settings for the phases of flight. And we show her where it says it's supposed to be on service, because that's what it said on the screen. So she was like, oh, well, when I fly, we just turn them off. We all got, you guys can just decide what you want to do, because it's your flight. So now you're just telling me that you all up in our face about what we supposed to be doing, like we were doing it wrong. We all get nervous, thinking we're on a check ride, and it's something you wanted, something that you guys do. Mind you, the girl on probation, she was on fresh on, like, I think she was 2 months in. She said, listen, I understand what you're saying, but I'm on probation. I'm gonna do what this manual say. It says right here in writing, and this is what I'm gonna do. And this what they told us to do, and this is what I'm gonna do from now on. I'm not trying to get in trouble, and especially on probation. And this is what she doing. Hey, Miss Donnie Dawn Time, how you doing, girl? But that's what she did. So that manual is your Bible. When people try to tell you something, but like, can we look it up, please? Put on that sad face. Can we look it up? I just want to make sure. So, that's what when people are very helpful, but people can want to do their own thing. Like when it comes to the union, like when we're voting for the union. When I was voting, I wasn't, hey, oh, she was saying hey back, I'm sorry. But when I was voting for the union, I didn't go by what people said. I went by what I watched. Like I looked at the videos, I looked at the character, I read some of the, like people were coming on their Facebook page. I read some of their responses, because it taught me about their character. Because sometimes when people want you to vote, they want you to vote for their friends, and they want you to vote for people because like for example, when I was with my previous company, they were in the middle of voting, and they were only voting because they had a bad experience, and they were going through the process, and they was mad, and they was going by what their friends said and what they heard, so they voting for this person just because. I'm like, bruh, I'm not, and so that means you're voting for them for personal reasons. I'm not voting for somebody for personal reasons, because then I'm going to mess myself up. I'm going to vote for somebody where I look at their character, and I can see that they have a track record of being honest, and they have a track. Sorry, I got a phone call. But, I think that's all. Like, I don't know if you guys have any more questions, but let me see. Ask about food, ask about hourly pay. Let me see. As for beauty tips, get a red lipstick. Go to Sephora and get 01 red. Every female on here now, go to Sephora and get 01 red lipstick. You do not have to be blinged out with makeup, with eyeshadow on. Just put on some nice mascara, put a little bit of shimmer on your lids, and put a little blush on, maybe a little highlight. Make sure your eyebrows are done and your hair done, and put on some red lipstick, and you'll look like you made up. I'm telling you. Don't come in looking a mess, like have your hair all messy in a bun and put on red lipstick. Put forth some effort. So if you're not a makeup connoisseur, you're not the type of person that's always doing makeup, you know how much I love makeup. You don't have to beat your face. Just make sure your eyebrows are done, Make sure you have some nice mascara. Make sure you have some nice, do a little blush to wake yourself up. Get a look, and some cheap highlight, like Maybelline has some cheap highlight, Wet and Wild. All these people got some cheap highlight. Get some nice simple highlight. Highlight your cheekbones. Put a little bit on your nose, in your inner corner, and put you on some red lipstick, and you will look like you woke up and you made an effort. I don't know who want to be a flight attendant and come in and look like they're not happy to be at work. I mean, even when I worked for the previous company and we would go to work and people would piss us off every day, I still looked the part. Um, okay, so my advice, when you buy your makeup, only thing you need to spend money on, only thing I spend money on is foundation, concealer, powder. That's the most I spend money on that's expensive, because I already know what I'm looking for and I want something to last all day. So I would spend a pretty penny on that, like maybe 40, 30, 40, maybe $50 pushing it. That's the only thing. Powder, foundation, and concealer. Highlighter, eyeshadows, brushes, face cleansers, inexpensive. Now, I don't get it twisted. I get some expensive stuff too, but inexpensive stuff. Like, you don't have to break the bank. Just get something, wherever your skin, I say get something that lasts all day. Because you're going to be working all day, and you ain't got time to be in there putting on powder all day. I was flying with a flight attendant private charter. I kid you not. She used to put on so much powder. I could cook chicken on her face. Every hour, she was in there putting on powder. And she had on so much powder, it looked like she had Botox. Her face would move because it was so stone cold powder. I was like, I mean, back then, they didn't have the MAC Fix Plus where you can spray it on your face, and if you put on powder, it kind of loosens up the powder and make it look more natural. She didn't have that. Girl, when I tell you, oh, honey, that lady was like this. And she just would go every hour. I was like, you put on powder again? Then she put on this lip gloss. And I was like, that's just too much. I cannot. She would, So, just get some, guys. Isn't it? Morphe has really good inexpensive products. Morphe. People talk, don't let these people on YouTube talk to you about Morphe. Morphe got some good stuff and they're very inexpensive. Go to Morphe. If you have like a makeup store, go there, because makeup, you don't have to break the bank with makeup. If you break the bank with makeup, at least get foundation that will last all day. Even if you don't want to get a powder or expensive powder, at least get a foundation that lasts all day. MAC is a good foundation. I love MAC. So if you're a MAC girl, that's fine. But it's other brands like Becca who has good coverage. Cover Effects, Makeup Forever. All these different brands. If you have, like if you get breakouts or you have like you have problematic skin, those are some really good brands you can use. But let me see if anybody else say something. Let's see. Someone said they have quality. Kiki Chick said they have a lot of employee volunteer programs. I like the fact that our company includes us in a lot of stuff. I'm serious. I really need to do live all the time, because I think if I do live, then you guys can see who I really am, because I'm serious. Like, if I could really say what I really want to say, I be trying to be respectful and not really say some extra stuff, but I really be trying to keep it real, because people, boy, they you gotta be careful, because I gotta watch what I say. But our company do have a lot of volunteer programs. I love companies that want to include you. Like I said before, like sometimes you have companies where they have, like, they just, all the CEOs going in here, they send out some company email and be like, oh, all the CEOs just went to this little event. We had a great time, and they love the company. No, they're like, oh, look, we got this going on. Come on, y'all. You want to come to an Astros game? Come here. Come to a golfing tournament. Oh, come here. Let's do this. Oh, come, let's go to an old folks home, or let's deal with kids, or let's help build a house. They got all kinds of stuff, and that's what I like. Let's see. I've been talking so much, y'all. Oh, Lord, does that say 6 to 8 minutes? Y'all gonna be like, I'm not watching this. But let's see. She said something else. I'm glad that a lot of you guys like my new airline, and I hope that you were able to get on. And I'm gonna say this all the time. My airline is focused on their customers. So if you're, let me see if I can turn the light on, because I'm getting pretty dark. Did it help? No, child, bye. Did it help? Okay, help a little. Um, just know that our airline cares about the employees. So as long as they care about employees, then as long as you, I mean, they care about employees, but they definitely care about the customers, and that's what they're focused on. That's what they built it on. They care about the customers, and I like the fact that when I was in the hospital, I kid you not, when I was in the hospital, managers was sitting by my bed, would come and sit with me at the hospital. They would come and visit, call, bring me stuff, leave presents. You got some companies that'll send you email, I hope you feel better, here's some flowers. No, they were coming to the hospital to sit with me to make sure I was okay. Did I need anything? Calling, literally sit by my bed, talk to me, take my mind off of what I'm going through. What company? I'm never leaving here. They got never. Okay. Let's see. I think that's it. Cause I know. Yeah. If you're a nurse, then you definitely love people. You know that, and I think that's good too that you're a nurse. Cause when you're a nurse, you're more likely to get hired. Like if you're a nurse, you're an officer, or something like that, because they know on an aircraft you can actually help out. I mean, when I say help out, you can help out with what they trained you to do, not what you do at the hospital. Oh, I know you do. Oh, listen, nurses. When I was sick one time, I had a procedure when I was in the hospital last time, and it went bad. Like it went bad, and I normally don't cry. I was like, I think I started having heart problems. Like the procedure gave me, I don't know if I went into shock or what, but it was a really bad situation. And this nurse came over, and she knew, my mom was a retired pastor, and I was just, when I was going through it, I just called on Jesus, because I'm like, what's wrong? Like something's not right. My heart was beating real, like my heart felt like it was coming out my chest. I started getting sharp pains, like the procedure was really, really bad. That lady came over there and started praying in my ear. I was like, a nurse. I when I finally came to, because they had to put me on there because it was so much. My body went through so much stress after this procedure, and the procedure didn't go successful. And they were like, can they do it again? I almost said no, you cannot do it again. But she prayed right. She got right in my ear and prayed. And she was praying like my mama prayed. I was like, them real old time prayers, like, Lord, we touching the grid. She had my hand. I mean, she was praying. I was like, before I left, I went to the supervisor and I told them about every nurse that took care of me and made sure I was okay, was there, never seemed like they grew tired. I made sure they knew. I said, I don't want to talk to I don't want to talk to the big up people, because they need to know who they got working here. Because sometimes people don't get, you don't recognize people. People don't get recognition enough. So, your work go by the wayside. I'm gonna tell somebody who they got working here, and that they need to appreciate these people, because that's rare. And it wasn't about the fact that she prayed. It's the fact that she was just there to help me out. I think she wasn't even there. She was just there to take my vitals and to change my bed and see if I need anything. And she was over there working. She was helping me more than the nurse, which the nurse was doing a good job too, but still. But let's see. I don't know, y'all. I've been on here so long. I'm like, I don't know what else to say. We done talked about relationships, pay, relationships, pay, training, hotel, people, employees, unions. Let's see what else. You guys have any other questions before I go that you may want to know? Let's see. I don't even know the interview process. Every interview process is different, so there's nothing really. No, what they're doing is, when you get your CJO, they do the job. They're really doing it behind the scenes, but they're not really going to in depth until you get the CJO. Like when I got my CJO, I got a call and they gave me I was given a survey. So when she called, she was like, "Hey, you know, I was just calling. My name is so and so, and I was calling to uh ask you a couple questions about the the interview process. Were you able to find a building? Were the directions easy to read? Like, did you understand? Was the email informative enough? Like, was there anything that we need to do?" And of course, you're not gonna say, "Well, yeah, y'all need to get," because there was nothing. They made it like to the T. There was nothing like if you didn't know, you just didn't care, or you waited till the last minute because they sent stuff early, so you can get your stuff together before you can come to the interview process. And then after I answered the questions, she was like, "Okay." She said, "Well, I just want to let you know that the interviewers that you were with, they loved you, and they want to offer you the CJO." This is what I did. I said, "Ma'am," I said, "could you hold on for a minute?" I said, "Hold your ears." She came back. I said, "Ah!" I got screamed, and then I came back. I said, "Okay, I'm back." I was like, "Okay, I'm back." And she started cracking up, but I was freaking out because when I was in my interview process, you have that, you get nervous, and then they were asking me a lot of questions about um like about your character. Like, they asked me a lot of questions about my character. My character was, and it wasn't because they didn't believe me, it was because they wanted to see if I really was who I said I was. Like, if I really say I'm about the customers, am I really about the customers? And they asked a lot of questions about how you handle certain situations. How would you, and when they ask you questions like, "Tell me about a difficult time when you were a flight attendant," it's not just about the difficult time. It's about if you can handle things under pressure. If someone upset you, do you know how to de-escalate it? Do you just pop off and go off, and then, well, I don't want to say pop off, but do you just, you know, lash out instead of taking a deep breath, thinking about what you need to say or how you need to handle it? Because you got to realize sometimes people have bad days and it has nothing to do with you, but they taking it out on you. Is it fair? No. But you got to think about that too. So they ask a lot of questions about that. Yeah, they're gonna ask you questions about if you had a difficult time. They asked me a question like, "Tell me about the time that I went above and beyond." They want to see if you'll go above and beyond. They want to see if and that's just not with the customers. That's with your team, like with your coworkers. Like, if something happened, if someone's sick or they get sick, are you able to? Are you gonna step in and say, "Hey, you know what? If you're not feeling well, stand back. I help. I do your section, and and you just sit here until we find out what's wrong." Not like, "Well, girl, I mean, just do your section, and when you get on the ground, just go to the doctor." Don't do that. Don't do that, okay? Because people be like that. People like, "It ain't my problem. I mean, you knew you was sick for you came to work." Ooh, I wish somebody would tell me. And don't get it twisted. Like, I'm not saying my temper bad, but I would take up for myself. But when I deal with customers, I think about my actions and the consequences of my actions. And people don't do that. They react, and then they want to. This company actually care about me, in my base that I want to be. I'm making great friends, and I'm never gonna see this person again. And I'm gonna throw all that away for somebody who probably mad before they got here. I don't think so. I'm not. And so, I mean, customers, and we have customers that they're so loved, they just like, we so loved, and they feel entitled. And they do, because they spend their money, and they should feel entitled to an extent. Like, you don't come on like, "Well, you can get whatever you want." You should feel entitled. Wherever you spend your money, you should get your money's worth. But don't disrespect me while you getting your money's worth. And that's why you need to be, you need to interact with your coworkers, because if anything go on, you know, you guys can be as one. Because you got to remember, you wouldn't be there for the customers. I mean, if it wasn't for the customers, you wouldn't be there. So when they come on with that entitled, as a matter of fact, oh my God, I know this is gonna be so long. This lady came on. I kid you. Oh my God, she was so funny. She comes on. I speak to everybody because we supposed to, and she puts her bag up. I didn't notice her because I'm greeting passengers. I'm the A. She comes up there to me. I thought she had to go to the bathroom because I'm A. I'm standing up front, and she was like, "Is there any place I could put my bag?" And I was like, "Well, if there's, I didn't know where she was sitting, so I'm like, if there, wherever there's open bench space." I'm thinking, what kind of question is that? But, you know, things you really want to say, you keep it in your mind. So I'm like, I said, well, wherever there's open bin space, you can put it there, and I'm looking like, wherever there's open, just put your bags there and it'll be fine. So then she was like, because I'm sitting up front, and this is her. I'm not playing. I'm sitting up front, and she said, well, there's no bin space. And there's all these little bags up here that need to come down so I can put my bag up. And so I said, well, if there's no space for your larger bags, you may have to put it further back because, of course, it's people who boarded before her who came on with bags. That's what I'm saying to myself, but can't say that, So then, and you're not saying it mean, but you're thinking if somebody came on with bags, but you think they're going to do with their bags, sit on them, they're going to put them in overhead bin. So she was like, this is why I don't fly this. No, she said, this is why I fly so-and-so airline. I would never fly this airline again. So the first thing that came to my mind was, because I've been having a lot of check rides lately, not because somebody's writing in like, oh, you need a check ride. You need to do a check ride on Tiffany flight. Because they want to make sure you're doing your job and you take care of those customers. So first thing came to my mind was, oh, this is a trap. I said, who sent you? Because I don't know if she want to see if I'm going to react and go off or whatever. And she was like, this is why I would never fly here again. I said, ma'am, I'm so sorry. I said, you know what, give me a minute. I stopped the crowd. I stopped the line. I said, okay, give me 1 second. Let me see what I can do. So I go over there, and mind you, I done stopped the crowd from coming on, and I done went on, and I found space for her bag. Something so simple that she wanted to do, but she wanted somebody to do it. And I did it with a smile. Now in my mind, I was saying, anybody else would have been like, well, why are you flying this airline? But you don't say that, because guess what? She spent her money there, and she want her money's worth. Will she not be able? They love to say that. They love to say, I'm never flying this airline again. I'm thinking, you know how many times, how many people come off and say, I love your airline. Oh, Tiffany, you so funny. This was a wonderful flight. Oh, you're doing a great job. Oh my God, what's your name? Huh? Here go a kicktail, all the time. So, I went and I put her bags up. And I don't know, she thought I was supposed to have attitude. I said, oh, I have a space for your bags. I move stuff around, ask people, could they do something? And then at the end, I went to them. I said, hey, whatever you did, I want to tell you thank you so much. And, if you need anything, you want to drink, let me know. Because they didn't have to move their stuff around for me because they came on first. So I put her bag up there, and I guess she thought I was going to have attitude. I ain't have attitude. I was like, what the? I said, here's your bag, ma'am. I put it up. I said, this your seat? I said, is there anything else you need? She's like, no. I said, okay, well, thank you. She sat down, and she felt stupid because she wanted me to go off and be like, well, you ain't got to fly. Deep down inside, you want to say that, but don't say that. But people want to get a reaction out of you so they can write an email like, oh, my God, that flight. I'm telling you right now. I'm going to say this again. People do stuff to get a reaction out of you so they can contact your airline, write an email, and get something back and get either their flight paid for, get their money back, or get some incentives, or get some type of things, like gift certificates and discounts on future flights. Don't let people put you out your character, because sometimes they have a underlining agenda. Don't fall for it. And so when I finished, the whole time she was sitting in my area. Of course, she was sitting in my area. She was sitting in my area, and I went over and I was like, did you want anything else? And she was drinking coffee. And I went to her. I said, would you like another refill? Oh, I'm still working. She wanted me to be mean, but I was super duper nice. Oh yeah. Oh, listen, people. I don't know what's up with this. I don't know what's up with this generation in this time, but nobody want to work hard. Everybody feel entitled. Everybody feel like you owe them something. Nobody want to be faithful. People barely want to be married. People don't even care about being married. Women are proposing to men. I don't know what the heck going on. You got pastors in the pulpit with shorts on. Pastors in the pulpit doing their exercise on the treadmill. I cannot. And you got to kill them in kindness. Let me tell you something. You kill people in kindness, they look stupid. Because see, what she wanted to do was cause a scene so that you can cause a scene with her so that she can have witnesses. Well, what she wanted me to do was cause a scene so that she can have witnesses and she can get their names while my back was turned, and then send an email and say, call them. They seen her acting crazy. Don't fall for it. It's all a trap. It's all a trap. And we don't get that all the time. Like, we get those people who come on, and the people that work for the people that fly my airline, they're spoiled. We spoil them. So when they get on, they want to be spoiled, and they feel like You've been supporting them all this time, don't stop now. And that's just what our airline do. They support the passengers, and that's what I like. So, that's what I like. I like the fact that they care about their customers. They don't just get your money like, okay, you went and got your money. Okay, well, you with the flight attendant. It is what it is. It's all on you. Have fun. Not here at my airline. If they get your money, you gonna get every penny worth. You may not get, everything you want you may not get all the amenities and all the extra stuff from another airline, but you darn sure gonna get that love, respect, and care and attention instead of us giving you your stuff and walking away and acting like you don't exist because you done got your drink and now we done. Ain't none of that going on in this airline. None of that. Okay? Period. So that's what I like about our airline. Let me see what else. So what else? Anybody got any more questions? I've been on here for 85 minutes. Y'all gonna kill me. Oh, I look like I'm cross-eyed too. Oh my God, I look cross-eyed. Let's see what else. I think that's about it. Training. I'm trying to make sure we covered everything. Dating with the airline. People. Let's see. I think that's about it. You can ask me questions. I'm sitting in the car. As a matter of fact, I'll stay on for another 5 minutes. If you got another question, ask me. I answer it. I'm glad that this was very helpful because I wish somebody would have helped me. Sometimes you go on training, you gotta do it on your own. Oh, thank you. Man, listen. I don't mind helping people. I do not mind helping people. Like, I just feel like that's my way of paying it forward. Even like say you're not flying with me, and even though I can't pay for your food or I can't pay for your tip, like someone like they did me for 6 months, at least I can help people who are coming on any airline, whether it's here or anywhere else. I'm not selfish. You ask people questions, they react like they can't answer no questions. And as long as I'm not putting all my airline business out, I don't see what the problem is with telling somebody, look, because I'm telling you generalized stuff like, care about the customers, care about your job, care about your appearance. Think about your family. Think about, the money you're going to make, budget. There's nothing that I'm saying that'll get me in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So I'm be praying that it don't. But, yeah. So if you guys have any questions, ask me. I'm sitting here chilling. If not, I'm going to end it. I'll give it 3 more minutes. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I'm glad you claiming it. My mom taught me, you're speaking into existence. My CJO came by phone. Some people told me their CJO came by email. So it's different. And it's only different because everybody talks. People are always telling people stuff. And speaking of that, I'm not saying if, when you, be speaking this to existence, get your CJO at any job, any airline, only study what they give you and don't go by what people say. Don't go by what everybody's doing or what they did before, because you will get caught cheating. Because things change all the time in aviation. And FAA changes a lot of policies and procedures. So things that somebody learned in training back then may not be things that during your training. So make sure whatever they tell you, you learn what they tell you. If you get if you're waiting, I'm gonna answer that, right? She said, am I afraid of heights and roller coaster on airplane? If you're waiting, wait till they give you what you need to study. Don't go pick up all the airport codes and study all the airport codes where the airline go. No, because they may not go to those places anymore. Wait till they give you stuff. If you get airport codes, because every airline don't offer that. I don't know what my airline do anymore, but when I was with my previous airlines, you had no airport codes. So don't do that. Just wait till they give you what they're supposed to give you if you have to learn something before you get there. I used to be afraid of heights. I actually used to go and watch planes take off and land, but I never wanted to fly. It was only when I worked for Lockheed Martin that I ended up having to train and traveling train. And oh, that's good. I'm glad you know the codes. If you know the codes, then you're good to go. Because the codes and universal terms. But I I ended up having to fly for Lockheed Martin, and that's what made me be afraid of heights. Now, I done been on a plane where it was horrible turbulence. I called every God. I called Joseph, Jesus, Mary, freaking. I called every God. Muhammad, every God. Whoever answered first, I asked him to save me. That turbulence, it was lightning hitting the plane. It was lightning hitting the wings, and all I could think of was I didn't even call my mama to pray before I left. I called every God. I didn't care which God answered, but I wanted some God answer so I can get off that plane and we can get on that ground. And we was going international too, and we was over water. Oh, girl, I almost repented for my sins. I cannot. No. You know, and turbulence, if there's turbulence, sit down. Don't do no extra stuff. Don't try to, I got to get the drink side. Sit down. Turbulence is the highest injury in airlines. Turbulence. You will be out of a job for turbulence. Weeks for turbulence. So do not do no extra stuff. Oh, I got to get them drinks out. Oh, if I don't get them drinks out, I'm on probation. No. I don't think nobody would be, I don't think nobody would get mad. And 95% of the time, the captains will call you and say, sit down. And our captains are, trained like, hey, they call us up front and then they make an announcement. Like, we have to sit down. I love captains who get on the PA and be like, ladies and gentlemen, we're asking the flight attendants to take a seat because we're experiencing turbulence and we ask that you remain seated where with your seatbelt fastened. I love when they do that. So when they see us sitting down doing turbulence, they're not thinking, oh, they just don't want to work. They don't want to serve no drinks. So they just sit down. Let me write an email because I love when captains get on there. So they nip all of that in the bud. So if they ever have a problem or a passenger write an email saying they didn't send me my drinks and they tell me it was bumpy, but it wasn't that bumpy because people think your bumper ain't bumpy. They don't know that even though it's light turbulence, something can happen. They can hit an air pocket and you can be hurt and you out of work for God knows how long, okay? So some people are permanently out of work. So don't even play that game. So don't let no passenger determine your safety, okay? Don't. Our captains, they get on that PA. So when if something happens in the company and they write into the company and say, hey, they didn't do they didn't do service, blah, 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 and try to write something, they're going to contact you, the flight attendants, and the captain. And the captain going to say, yeah, I told him to sit down. That's it. Because just because they feel like it ain't turbulence, it may not be turbulence. And the captains may tell you to sit down, and it may not be light chops. It may not be that bad. But guess what? He looking out for your safety. And nobody don't care about no drinks if you can't serve them for 6 months to a year, probably never. For turbulence? No. So don't. Let me see what else. Anything else you guys got? I think that's about it. This been fun. I need to do live chats all the time. Let me see. I don't know what else. So training. I don't know if it's something else I want to tell you about training. Other than the fact to be selfish. That's my main thing, be selfish. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to say this all the time. Care about your name. Care about your name while you're there. Because if you want to do anything with a company or you want to do anything at the company or you want to grow in the company, you never want your name to be spoken of in a negative light. Did you go home on the weekend? No. I didn't. I didn't want to, you know why? Because I didn't want a chance being stuck and not being able to get back. Like if you get stuck, they're not going to understand that you couldn't get a flight back. If you can go home, if you can drive home on the weekend, like if you're in training and it's drivable, but you can drive home maybe an hour or two, then do your thing. Me personally, I didn't go home, and I know a lot of pilots who went home that first weekend, but they didn't go home anymore. And pilots in training way longer than we are, so I didn't go home. I stayed the whole 3 weeks, and that's with all my training because I didn't want. I'm glad you asked that. Hold on, let me turn this air on because. I think my wig's flying back. So hot. When you in training, when you're in training, don't let family problems and personal problems take your mind off of what you're there for. You're there to get those wings. When you're in training, everything will go wrong. Everything gonna happen. So everything. Do not let people call you with problems, because it will distract you. When I'm on reserve, you know what? I'm gonna be honest about. I mean, let me go back to that, but I'm gonna answer that question too about being reserved at home. But again, don't let anybody, when they call you and you know it's a problem, unless it's life or death, let them handle their problem. The problem to be there when you finish training, because if you get distracted, it's gonna be a problem. You're gonna start struggling, and if you start falling behind, you may not be able to catch up. So you need to, if you get training at any airline, tell whoever, your immediate family, your boyfriend, your cousin, your friend on the side, whatever title you want to get this person. Hey, I'm going to training for 4 weeks. Call me, encourage me, make sure I'm okay. But if it ain't life or death, please don't tell me no problems. Wait till I come home and then lay it on me. After that, just let me get my wings. But as for reserves, being on reserve is hard, especially on probation, because you better answer your phone. Please pay your phone bill, okay? Please, 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 please make sure you have your phone and pay your phone bill. If you don't have your phone, if you have to go buy a $20 Walmart phone and put some money on it and have a second number, have that. If you got a phone, get the most annoying, rude, disrespectful, uneasy, ignorant ringtone you can think of. Some that every time it rings, you cuss. So that when your phone rings, you hear it and you know it's crew scheduling. Because if you miss a call, it's going to be a problem. You done did training for nothing. I'm not saying, on reserve, it's hard to sleep. But I'm telling you right now, if you sleep hard, if you sleep hard, my advice to you is put that phone right by your ear on loud. My phone be on loud. When I say loud, loud. And I downloaded a loud, old, loud, disrespectful ring. Like the type of ring that people in my crash bag like, girl, I hate when that phone rang, because we can hit in the room. I don't care. Me in the crash pad, we here to fly. And I'm sorry, and I don't let it ring like soon as, because it's so loud. It's so loud when you wake up, you're like, mother, man. And it's not like you mad you getting called. It's just so annoying. Get that type of ring. Don't get that whole, oh, your phone is ringing. Answer it. It's crew scheduling. Answer your phone. Don't get that. Get that. You better get up and answer that phone. Get that ringtone. Let me see. The best airport food. Let me see. Let me see the best airport food. You know what? Actually, I like Memphis. Memphis? Was it Memphis? Yeah, Memphis. Yes, if you get a train horn, honey, I don't care if you get a train horn. I don't care if you get a truck and it's running people over and you get hear the bones crackling as they go over the people's body, and you hear the screaming and screeching like a dead cat. Get that ringtone. Okay? But I like Memphis. I like Memphis, and I like Pittsburgh, and I like Salt Lake City, but I definitely like Memphis. Memphis got what it's called. It's some chicken place in Memphis. Y'all, that chicken's so good. I don't know how to explain. That chicken's so good. We were supposed to go hang out. It was so good, we went to sleep. You know food good when it put you to sleep. Like, I'll pull my wig off, pull my makeup off, and my behind was in that bed, out for the count. But yeah, I like Memphis. Let's see. One thing I want to say on reserve is when you're on reserve, like I said, have two phones. So if they call, because I think one time they called my mom, but it wasn't because they couldn't get a hold of me. But I think they called my mom because you have a certain time that you can call them back. If you don't know, there's a certain time that you can call them back. Like, if they call you, we have a certain amount of time we can call back. What's frequently used phrase? Oh, well, that's a good question. So, you know what? We don't really have any frequent, like, phrases other than the fact Oh, so our airline have open seating. We don't have assigned seating. So it's always someone on the flight that is trying to hold a seat and someone wants to sit there. So they look at you. What you gonna do about it? You can't do nothing about it because it's open seating. You know, you don't say that. You just say, listen, it's open seating here. You know, if you don't mind, could they sit there? If not, you know, it is open seating. That's the most frequent phrase that I say because, you know, I think that's the only thing that really, oh, not to that back. Ladies and gentlemen, the fasten seatbelt sign is still illuminated. Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened. I don't know what people think when the seatbelt sign is on, it means go to the bathroom, versus when it's off, they don't move. I don't understand the thought process. I don't understand why people don't go to the bathroom before they get on the plane, and then when they get on the plane, they want to go to the bathroom as you're boarding, and then try to come back. I don't Everybody get up when the seatbelt sign is on. I mean, we can be like, say for example, the captain turned off the seatbelt sign. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we feel like, you know, we're at a moderate level, and we feel, I mean, we're at a good altitude. We feel like you guys can get up and move about the cabin, but if you're still seated, remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened. Just if you're up and about, please be careful. Allow the flight attendants to go through and do their service. Thank you so much again. Sit back and enjoy your flight. But as soon as we get turbulence, he turn the seatbelt on, they jump up. I'm like, did he? And he'll get on the PA. Ladies and gentlemen, we having some slight weather. We have turned the seatbelt sign on. Please return to your seat and make certain your seatbelts are fastened. Now, if somebody get up, we're supposed to tell them, hey, ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign is still illuminated. We're not calling them out. We're just reminding them, like, hey, the fasten seatbelt sign is still illuminated. Please remain seated. People still do what they want to do. But if they get hurt, you at fault. Or they think you at fault. But if we make them announcements and we do what we're supposed to do, ain't nobody at fault because you're at your own risk. We're going to tell you and we're going to remind you. Like, we have to remind them, ladies, you know, if somebody walk up a risk, because, you know, there are times we have to sit down as well. You know, because they think that this, you know what, I take that back. You know, they think if the flight attendant's up, why we can't get up? So, you know what, you're right. So if the fast seatbelt sign on, then I guess you want on the drink. You don't want your snack. You don't want your alcohol. Because, I mean, if we sit down the whole time, if there's turbulence the whole time, you're not getting that drink. We're trained to get up. They don't see that. We're trained to get up and handle that. And if it gets, you know, turbulence or something gets bad, we're going to get a warning and we're going to sit down. They don't see that. They see if you up, then we should be able to get up. Okay. And I'm just going to make an announcement. Very nice, very sweet. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, just, you know, once again, just friendly reminder. That's a friendly reminder, you know, in my voice. Would you rather have all of your passengers that goes so our passengers fly other airlines, so they're not aware. A lot of our passengers and vending machine for flights. A lot of our passengers don't may not understand what complimentary means. I'm sorry. So I go on PS, ladies and gentlemen, you do get, you know, free, you know, soda, water, juice, coffee, hot tea, and they hear free, because if they don't hear that, when they realize everybody getting stuff free and they're not paying for it, then they call you back, and it's like double work. And even though you're there to work anyway, it's like double work. So I kind of give them in a nice way, like, hey, you know, you do get something, you know, for free here. This is what you get, and they order it. Because when I didn't add that to my announcement, people, you know, did. One thing I don't like is people just order stuff and don't even, like, they be like, can I get the whole can, and don't even drink half of it. And you just be like, well, why did you? Because I'm so thirsty. You know what I mean? You be like, you even drink half the can. But they're funny. People are funny, but I don't mind what people drink, because I think it's just hard sometimes when everybody, I'm going to tell you something, my hardest flights and the most difficult flights is when we're on a short flight and we have to serve and everybody want to drink alcohol. And you have a lot of mixed drinks. That's very difficult because everybody want alcohol. Everybody, like, all of a sudden everybody got coupons like, oh, I got a coupon, 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 I want this drink, I want this drink. And then they want alcohol with water. I feel like if you got to drink alcohol with water, you don't need to drink alcohol because you don't know how to contain your liquor. You can't control your alcohol because if you need water with your alcohol, that's a problem. But, or they want 2 drinks. And we were on a short flight, I tell them, which one do you want first? And I, which one do you want first? And I don't mind giving you both drinks because I bring you this one first and I bring you the other one back as soon as I kind of help everybody else. And they understand. Oh yeah, absolutely. And then sometimes I, if I can, I just take it to them anyway. I try to run and give it to them. But sometimes it's like if monkey see, monkey do. If one person see a passenger with a can, everybody want a can. So I put my can, like if somebody want a can, I put it in my apron, because we have an apron with pockets. I put it in my apron and I hand it to them really low, because people is like monkey see, monkey do. And if they see you with a can, everybody want a can. And it's easier to have cans. Don't get it twisted. It's easy to have cans, but we don't use our carts and we don't do cans. We pour. So that's I wish everybody could. And we do water service. I think water service is easier because on some flights we do water services. So we just put the water on the tray and serve. That's really easy. But the hardest ones is when we do our the short flights, because everybody want alcohol. And then it's like, and you tell them, ladies and gentlemen, it's a short flight. So if you get an alcoholic beverage, just know that you only got a certain amount of time to drink it. Have I been ever stopped? Yeah. I was running late, and they told me I had to get secondary screening. Someone asked, have I ever been stopped by KCM? Yes. I was running late and KCM pulled me over. It was really quick. So my advice to you is go early. Okay? I was running. I'm talking about running. And I'm bow-legged. So you can imagine me running like a chicken and my legs, I can't even explain how I run. I run like my feet hurt, okay? I run like a duck. Like if you look at a duck going side to side, that's how I'm running down the thing. And I got there right on the dot. So don't go at last minute. Don't. As a matter of fact, when you with your crew and you guys get to the hotel, this is a good one. When you get to the hotel and you fly with people that's been there a while, and they tell you, oh, we're gonna go 15, we're gonna go late. Don't do that. Tell them, say, hey, I like you a lot. I prefer to go early. Some of the crews would say, okay, we all gonna go. I ain't saying go an hour early, but go early enough to get there where if anything happens, you still can make it to the gate. Because some crews like to push it to the last minute. You don't want to do that. You're on probation. They got backing. Remember, if you have a union, they have backing. You may not. So care about you first. Be selfish. Just say it in a nice way. You'll do both. Listen, child. I'm so bow-legged. Like my legs is like a circle. Like it's like a circle. People used to tell me, oh my, guy used to say to me all the time, oh my God, what horse you came in on? I'm not even gonna tell you what my response is because this is a family channel. But just know they said some disrespectful stuff. So, it's bad. But just go before your crew. Just say, hey guys, I'm on probation. I can meet you guys there at the gate, but I prefer to go early. And like I said, a lot of the crews here, they'll go with you. Some crews will say, well, I see you there. Because they probably know they're going to hang out and have a good time, and they ain't gonna wake up extra early because you gotta go early. But they'll meet you there. Just tell them, but don't just go and don't say anything. Always communicate. Because if they go downstairs and they're waiting on you, because something could have happened to you in your sleep. So don't say, well, they want to go at 45 after. I'll leave early and they'll see when I get there. Don't do that. Don't do that. While you're there signing in and you don't want to go that late, just say, listen, I'm going to take an earlier shuttle because I'm on probation. And I just want to, make sure I'm there on time. And they understand. And say, I'll see you when you get there. That's all. Just make sure you tell somebody. Don't just leave. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Yeah, they I'm telling. He was on the shuttle one day, and you got to communicate because remember, people you got veterans who forget that it's a lot of new people coming in. Like a lot of airlines are hiring right now. So guys, A lot of airlines, a lot of airlines. Go to flightattendantcareer.com, and whatever is highlighted, flightattendantcareer.com. And whatever airline is highlighted, those are airlines that's hiring. So apply. So if you want to be a flight attendant, and it's other airlines that's hiring. So make sure you do that. Let's see what else. Let me plug this in. Any other questions? I don't know if you guys asked me something. I hope I didn't miss anybody other question. Like miss a question. Did somebody ask me something and I didn't answer it? Let me know. Okay. Let me look at it, because I don't know if the comments come in as you're doing live. Let me see. No, I don't think so. Anybody got any questions? I know y'all be like, this girl, ooh, whoever run across this video gonna be like, oh my God, what is she talking about? Somebody said they worship the ground Donald Trump spits on. Bless you. If you do, that's sad. You should worship the ground that you spit on, because you come first. I'm just saying. If you worship the ground he spit on, you don't worship the ground you spit on? Like, you don't care about you? Because you know he don't know who you is, right? So just make sure you love you first. Donald Trump comes first. Hey, if that's what you want to do, sir. Hey, I'm glad you feel like that, and I hope that anytime that you need, if you ever go through anything medical and you need a blood transfusion or a kidney, or you need some type of treatment for cancer, or your family member may need it, you can call him up, speed dial, and he gonna be there. And that's any president. I ain't finna worship nobody more than I worship either my God and myself. And I don't know if you're saying it's just to get a reaction out of me, but I'm smarter than that, because I'm grown. Okay, so we're not even gonna talk about that anymore. So whatever you do, baby, maybe at some point you'll love yourself first, and you will never put no man before you and God. Just saying. I'm just saying. So yeah, that was a little curveball. So, and I ain't hating on nobody. Oh God. I'm pretty sure a lot of people feel like Donald Trump has done a lot for them, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I actually seen someone asked that have I seen a celebrity on my flight. I seen one person. He was a UFC boxer. We took a picture together, but he took a picture with me on his phone. So I didn't get the picture. I don't know. I need to look it up and see if he posted it somewhere on his Instagram or something. But I've seen a lot of them on my private charter when I flew private, so I'm kind of used to it. But no, not on my flights. I mean, probably maybe out of the places like California and Vegas and Miami and Fort Lauderdale, all those flights out of there, they probably see a lot of people, but we don't. And if you're, celebrities have a certain stature and they want a certain amount of things, and these celebrities these days don't really care about how they're treated. They just want the amenities. They want to be sport. They want the all the bells and whistles. They don't care if they treat it like crap. And I'm not saying any other airline treat them like crap, but our airline is very old-fashioned. We care about how we treat you. You may not get all the things the other airlines offer, but we darn sure gonna give you respect, love, and care, and we're gonna do right by you, and we're gonna make sure you're catered to. You're just not getting all the bells and the whistles, because we're in a different level of in the aviation. But it's all good. We still have entertainers and stars. People post pictures of people all the time, and it doesn't matter who they want to fly with, because we got so many people flying with us. Our flights up, and that's funny because a lot. What somebody asked me, what's my favorite? What's my most frequent phrase? People ask me all the time, is it full? Is the flight full today? And my answer is always, yes, it is full. And they do this, and I'm thinking, why wouldn't it be full? Like, I want it to be full. The more you guys come, the longer I have my job, the fact that you guys love this airline, the fact that you guys are flying this airline, the fact that with all the competition out there that you're choosing this airline, I'm glad this flight full. But you look at them and like, because I don't know. Sometimes when people fly, they feel like they ain't supposed to sit next to nobody on a flight. You know you're on a plane, right? And there's other people that want to go to the same place you're going. I ain't, you know. But wait, anybody have any other questions? Cause I don't know, I've been out here so long, I forgot what I was out here. I forgot. It's dark outside. You guys know we started like when the sun was up. I had to turn the lights on. I hope I gotta remember to turn the lights on. I think that's about it. Any other questions before I go? This was fun. Um, Best layovers. Yeah, my best layover was Reno. I love Reno, and not just a city. I love our layover in Reno. We get treated like kings, like wherever we go. But at this hotel, oh my God, we get treated like, I mean, they meet us at the door. Hi, how are you doing? Here's this, here's that. Here's your coupons. You know, do this, have a good time. Here's a spa. Like, I love Reno. I got a Reno, as a matter of fact, I got a Reno flight next month. I got a Reno, I cannot wait. There's one flight I am not dropping. And I got a long layover too, so I get to eat seafood. Their buffet is amazing. So I'm so happy. I've been waiting for that Reno. Because you know, everybody, because you know, like when we get a new base, everybody talk about it. So everybody's going there. Oh, that's a good one. I actually want to do a video about that, but we can talk about it right now. My flight attendant must-haves. You definitely need some containers for food. I could say my advice is get some plastic containers with the snaps that snap around the bowls. You definitely need a watch. You need an additional watch, like, you know, unless you got a watch that lasts, you know, just have a backup. Go get a cheap watch. If anything happens with your watch, if you leave your watch, go to, like for example, I have an Apple Watch, but I have a cheap regular watch that I bought from Walmart that I have just in case anything happens, I happen to leave my watch. Make sure you have some durable bags, like durable travel bags, because there's nothing more horrible than to be traveling in your bag break and you dragging that bag around for 3 days. Just take the time. You ain't gotta go ham and get a Toomey bag, okay? You know, I say the bags I love is Travel Pro. I've had my Travel Pro bags and I've been left private charter. You guys know that. I've been gone 2 years and I had those bags way before then. So I love those bags. Have peanut butter and jelly. Have crackers. Have like really quick knick-knack foods. So if anything happens, because some people don't like to prepare food or prepare lunch or meal prep, and they were like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna eat when I get to the hotel, but you can have a delay and you can't get off the plane to get food, you gonna be starving. You know, and some airlines don't carry a lot of food, or you can't really eat all the snacks. So, you know, just have snacks for you. Always have grapes, stuff like that. Always have additional stockings or socks. Always have a uniform. I do not care if you are traveling on vacation. Okay? Take your uniform with you. Only because, one, is easy for you to travel, like, if you're coming home. Like, say, for example, like, okay, I'm going on vacation next month. I'm going to travel. I'm going to take my uniform with me, because if anything happens and I can't get back that night, or I got to fly in before my flight starts, at least I can put my uniform on. I don't have to worry about coming home to put on my uniform to try to get back to work. I can just fly back into my fly back into my airport, and I already have my uniform. So always have your uniform with you. Always have your uniform with you, because something happens, you're screwed. I sure can. Person safety, I sure can. I'm going to write that down, because you know my mind, you know I'm old. I'm old. Write that down right now. As a matter of fact, our company, it comes out of your check in a deduction. So you are able to order bags. You know, you are able to order bags, and it comes out of your paycheck. You know, I think every other paycheck or something like that. So you're able to order it. Some airlines do. My particular airline, it's deducted out of your check. And it's not a lot. It's not a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's depending on what you order. And you don't get all the extra stuff, okay? Do not get all that extra stuff. You know, get your nice, good, you know, bag. get you the bags I have is I have a large bag, like a medium sized bag. I have a medium bag for like if it's like a 2 day or short flight, and then I have my lunch bag. And then I have another like little lunch bags, other bags, but those are the 3 bags that I have. Like I did a turn. I have a turn bag, which is my little medium sized bag. So get 3 bags. Don't get all them extra bags. Oh, I need that bag. I need that bag. Oh, they say get this bag. Don't get all them bags because you got to pay for it, and you ain't gonna need it all. And then Travel Pro. If something happens to your bag, they either replace it or they send you to a place and they give you another, or they fix it for you. So Travel Pro, they have warranty. So, and I've had things happen in my bag and they've sent me the parts and I fixed it. You said personal safety. Write that down. Okay. Anything else you guys want to know? But yeah, our company, you actually pay for your bags. So let's see. I'm trying to make sure I don't turn my head. You guys are writing because I don't want to miss it. Personal safety. Oh, and one thing you need to do, one thing you need to have is, oh, 1 second. One thing you need to have is you need to have your mindset, get your mind programmed into compliance. Always worry about compliance. You need to be in compliance, which means everything the company say you need before you start a flight, you need to be in compliance, because that will get you in trouble, written up, or you may lose your job because you're told. So how do I get my balance when I'm walking around on a plane? It's like the same thing. I'm saying people think when I was flying, I could tell you right, I do the reserve work and step out. When I was flying, it's the same thing. Unless you have, it's like I forgot the name of that stuff. Vertigo. People have that. Is it vertigo or something where people have like balance issues? I never had issues. When you get on the ground, trust me, you ain't gonna have no balance issues, because when you up there in the air, you working like a dog and you went up and down that aisle, you gonna run from that plane. You ain't gonna think about no balance. You gonna be flown up. You gonna get away from that plane so fast, you gonna think it's on fire. So trust me, you're not gonna worry about no balance at all. You ain't gonna worry about, I'm in the air and how do I balance on the ground? Your behind gonna be out of there. Especially if you have a flight when it's busy and it's full and everybody want to drink and they want to party like a Vegas flight. Your feet gonna be burning. The only thing you're gonna be balancing is your bags out there overhead bin to get up off that plane. Trust me. So don't worry about balancing nothing. It's the same as walking around on a plane in your living room on the ground. If you have balance issues, I don't know how, unless you've been drinking in the galley and nobody don't know about it. Trust me. Unless you drinking in the galley or in the bathroom when your friends are around and you trying to get through the day, but don't do that. Okay? Don't do that. But unless you drinking on the job, you should have no balance issues. Or you under some medication where that the company approved, you should have no balance issues. Trust me, baby. You're gonna run off that plane so fast, child, you're gonna think you Usain Bolt, whatever the heck his name is, okay? Somebody asked me about reserve and standby. Reserve is they call you for a flight and you have a certain amount of time to be at the airport. Like if they call us at 3, we got to be there by 5. But know your contract, because they can call you earlier and they really not supposed to be calling you at a certain time. Like for example, our call time is 3 o'clock. If they call us at 2, we don't really have to answer because, but some people do. Like if you want to help out, you don't mind flying, you want to know what your flight is, and you just want to you already know you're going to get called anyway, just answer the phone. But you do have rules and regulations, and you do have like things you follow. You have a contract you follow. So reserve, they call you, and when they call you, you have 2 hours to get there. And they tell you what your flight is. They tell you how many days you have. Like our company tells you how many days you have, what your flight is, your flight number. Sometimes they tell you the gate, and they tell you your check-in time. And as for standby, you go in and you stand by for a certain amount of hours. Ours is 5 hours, so they call you, and still got 2 hours to get there, because they're going to call you within 2 hours anyway. And you go and you sit standby for 5 hours, and while you're sitting there, the phone rings, and we was actually in a restaurant, and the phone was ringing like our crew, like they do in the crew room, and we always like, because we all stopped, was like, who, like, oh Lord, because it's like you don't know who's going, so everybody like, oh, who they calling, who got to go next, who's a lucky person. So it was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. But you sit there for standby, and they call you, and if they don't call you, go home. If they call you, they tell you a trip. You may get called for a trip. You may get called for a turn. You may get called just to stand in for a flight attendant that's coming in from another flight. You might get called to stand in for a flight attendant that's coming in that's running late. What do you do if someone pees in their pants on the plane? Okay. If someone pees in their pants on the plane, do not single them out and don't embarrass them and don't make them feel bad, because they may have a problem. You discreetly help them. You say, are you okay? Do you have a change of clothes? You kind of give them, like, you hand them stuff, that they need. Like, you go and you hand them like a little bag if they got to change clothes in the bathroom. You ask them, is there anything okay? Are they feeling okay? Because they may have a medical condition. You never know. They may be older. They may not be able to hold their bladder. That's why, like, when people get up when the seatbelt sign is on, they have to use the bathroom. We can't stop them because they may have a medical condition. They have to go. We can't make somebody sit down. Take off and landing, you're supposed to be seated. So that's why you kind of like try to tell people to go to the bathroom. We're not allowed to make those type of announcements. But, sometimes I wish you could say, hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is a wonderful time to go to lavatories. We're about to land. But, just be very discreet about it. I'm going to answer that. Just be very discreet about it. Just talk to them. Make sure they're okay. Ask them if they have a change of clothes. Do they need anything? Tell them everything's okay. Just make sure they're okay. And, just act like nothing happened. Don't put them on the spot. Tell them, say, if somebody go by, just let everybody by and you can get off, just wait till the end of the flight and you get off last so people won't know. Just let them know that you understand. Just have understanding, because people sometimes have medical problems. Yes, I've been on a flight where somebody had a medical, and it was a learning experience. Like, when you in training, you learn a lot of stuff, and it kicks in when you go through medical, a medical situation. And I tell people all the time to, I advise people, and I do this sometimes, read over the medical parts of your manual, because something you may not know everything, but that's why you have other crew members, because they're supposed to be there to help you. This guy started having he said he wasn't feeling well, and he was in front where I was a lead. He said he wasn't feeling well, and I went over, and he just looked very pale, and asked, was he okay? He said yeah. And then I went back to him, and he said that he hadn't ate, he said he had a headache or something, so I gave him an aspirin, and I gave him some water, and I gave him like some snacks to eat with it, because he said he hadn't ate that much, so I gave him some snacks. I even gave him some of the stuff out of my bag, because that's just me. That's just me. And he started like he couldn't breathe. He started having like issues breathing, like he was having a heart attack. And first thing you don't do is all the flight attendants, first you need to inform someone. And I can't go in specifics on, because everybody's different. I don't want to give it away, because of course I work for an airline. But just make sure you communicate, and all the flight attendants don't need to focus on that one person. Oh, I didn't. Yeah. I'll see now. I'm gonna say something about that. But he, just know that you're still protecting the flight deck. That's your priority. And you always keep it in your back of your mind that it could be a distraction for someone else to do something. And it's not like you are paranoid. No. Everybody don't need to be focused on this one person. Someone need to be focused on the cabin, focus on the flight deck, and you guys need to navigate amongst each other on who's going to stay with the passenger, who's going to call for medical personnel on board, who's going to communicate with the captain. It's a lot of things that you need to do, and you guys have to communicate with one another. You need to ask questions. You need to ask him about medication. Like, he said he was on medicine. I asked him what the medicine was. I pulled his bag down, so when I talked to the medical personnel over the phone, MedLink, I was able to tell him he took this medicine. This is what he has in his bag. This is what he said he took today. You know, you got to get information. Make sure you get information. Get their name, their age, their birthday. You know, if they have any allergies, if they have any medical conditions, what medicine they taking, if they took some earlier that day. You know, all of that, and make sure you communicate. Always keep in contact with the captain. Never have them where they don't understand, and always communicate with them about the passenger as well. So if anything happens and they have to call somebody on the ground, they're not calling you back over and over again like, what you said it again, well, what his birthday, and then call back, well, what he say wrong, and then call back, well, what seat he's sitting in, get all that information. He's sitting in this seat, he's sitting this is what he's complaining of. This is what he took. This is his name, his age, his birthday. This is his address. This is what, you know, we're doing right now. We already called a medical personnel on board. We found somebody. This is their information that they're helping. Every step of the way. It's all about communicating. All about communicating. So that's what we did. He just was going through a lot, and you just encourage him. You tell him it's okay. People get embarrassed and they hyperventilate and they get more nervous and it make the situation worse, especially when it comes to breathing. And so you need to let them know it's going to be okay. And they be like, and they go to look around because they think everybody like, oh my God, somebody's sick. No, tell them, say, don't worry about them. Your life is more important. We care about what's going on here. Don't worry about anybody around you. Worry about us here with you, and you worry about yourself. You know, because people get embarrassed. Don't get embarrassed. I love me, and you need to love you. So if you're not feeling well, don't worry about what other people think. Because guess what? If something wrong with them, they want us to be right there with them too. So don't worry about if you sick or something going on. And that's all the time I said, don't worry about who's around you. You just worry about breathing. You worry about, you know, we gave them oxygen and stuff like that. So, of course, you know, paramedics met the plane. But that's what you do. Just communicate. But again, everybody, all the flights, if it's 4 or 5 y'all on board, all y'all don't need to be around this one passenger. Some of y'all need to be focused with the captain and focusing on the cabin. And make sure you pay attention to that flight deck. Okay? Okay. Yeah, any other questions? This is pretty fun. I like the fact that you guys are asking questions like that. Any other questions? I think, let's see. That's about it. Somebody said something, I forgot. It was something about oxygen in the air. Well, oh, you know, I don't know when I go live again. If you guys want me to do live all the time, somebody right now tell me a day that you guys, if you guys want me to do live every Sunday, I'll do live every Sunday. When it said oxygen load, for our airline, every airline is different, but I know for a fact it's universal. You only could go low, you only could go a certain percentage, and I can't really say. But like in training, I can't tell you because I mean, I don't want to get too much weight, but it's only a certain percentage that you can go with the oxygen. So if somebody's getting oxygen, there's a percentage, and you can only go to a certain percentage because you have to have oxygen for the flight attendants in case of emergency. So you can't let them deplete all the oxygen in the bottle. You mean low oxygen as in breathing, or low oxygen as in the oxygen bottle that's on the plane? On the, like, what do you mean, like low oxygen, like it's all the same. You're still breathing the same. Like if you, yeah, like if you, it's like if you're breathing and you're breathing normal, you get in oxygen, they want you to breathe in deep, and you get like real, you're dizzy, you get like lightheaded, you know, and the oxygen is supposed to bring all that back. You're supposed to get oxygen to your brain cells. You get, you know, you get fatigue, you get like this very weak feeling. So training, some trainers give you some real live scenarios. All airlines do, and I think they should. But hypoxia, yeah, you go through. It's I'm not gonna say it's like you dying slow, but it's just the breathing is really slow. It's very shallow. You feel like you're kind of drifting away, and the oxygen is supposed to bring it back. So yeah. So I can't really give a lot away, but it's similar to it. it's scary, but it's showing you. And that's what I'm saying. Like when you go through, and I want to say this too. When people tell you about the training experience, they're training you on how to prepare for this situation. So don't get scared. I'm like, I don't think I could ever do training, because a lot of people don't want to be flight attendants because they're afraid of the training. The training is there for a reason, because your job is there to save their life. So if you're afraid of that, then you're afraid to save a life. You'll freeze. Don't think that, because they're going to give you all the tools you need to save a life. Yeah, you're going to have to go through some scenario. That's okay. Just pay attention in class. Watch and learn. Look and see. Make sure you read up on it. Study your manual. Look over it. Just don't get the mindset where, oh my God, training going to be so hard. We got to do what? We got to do this. We got to do that. Don't do that. Because it's not as bad. Everybody's experience is different. And you will go, we had scenarios. We had to know. We had evacuation scenarios. We had to get it right. It wasn't no game. Like, it wasn't, oh, well, you said that word wrong. It's okay. No. You better know it, because guess what? Everybody have to say the same thing in evacuation. And all y'all cannot be saying 15 different things, because it confuses the customers, and that will mess up your evacuation time. And people be confused, and that will mess up your evacuation process. So when it comes to emergency, that's not a game. Like, these airlines, any airline, my airline, no airline should take, even the airline I came from before, they're not playing. You need to know. That's your job. Like, your job is to know. So don't let anybody make you feel uncomfortable or listen to people's story and be like, oh my God, you had to do that, girl. Because guess what? You may rise to occasion when they were nervous. Everybody's different. It may not be hard for you, and it may be harder for them. Don't be afraid, because they're going to teach you. They're not going to just throw you under the bus. You're going to be nervous if you learned it, and then you go through training. You have a test, and they give you a scenario, and you don't know what the scenario is. Of course, you're going to be nervous. I was nervous. But as long as you do your job, as long as you study, and you do what they say, because they're going to tell you, in this situation, this is what you have to do. These are the points. These are the bullet points. These are the things we're looking for. And these are the things, and, they're going to show you. And you just got to do it. It's like monkey see, monkey do. That's all. Other than the fact is everybody's different. Every situation is different. But one thing it is safety. Safety for the passengers, and definitely safety for that flight deck. So I'm glad you guys like the live. So, if you guys want me to do it every Sunday, I will. I think that's pretty cool. I see a lot of flight attendant videos, and everybody show you like about their day, and I think that's cool, and I'm doing that as well. But I think sometimes people want to hear questions and answers, and they want to know about being a flight attendant. Seeing people going to city to city and following them around on a plane and in the airport and at the hotel and seeing rooms. That's all well and good. But sometimes people need to know. Like, you want to know. So, I'm glad that these lives help. This live help. And I don't want to answer too many questions, because I want to have some for the next live. So if you guys have any other questions for the next live, let me know. Because, when you look at videos, when you look at other flight attendant videos, you see, I read the comments, and you see a lot of people saying, hey, could you talk about this? Hey, could you talk about that? Hey, could you talk about this? Hey, and they're like, oh, here's my next vlog. And you're like, did I just ask you, would you talk about, what did I seen the last vlog. Could you answer my question, please? So, I know it sounds 2 hours ago. Jared, we talked about everything. Like, people was asking me questions, Jared, and I was like, I answered, and I didn't expect to go for 2 hours. I just came on to answer a couple. I promise, look, I only had 7 questions on you, 7. And people started asking questions, and I didn't want to ignore them. I was like, okay, guys, these, too many questions. No, but I don't know if my vlog will be like that. But my live will be like this next time. But hopefully, whoever watches vlog, you don't just go get some popcorn and pop open you a beer. Just don't get too drunk so you can pay attention. And go get you some chips, and go get your friends who in training or thinking about an airline. We answer a lot of questions, and watch this, and share it. Tell people, say, listen, you want to hear some questions, or you want to here go some questions. And mind you, every airline is different. So that's why I tell you, always study the airline, always do your research. So, yeah, we might need to go, because baby, it's been a long vlog. So look, I had my sword, and I got sewing engulfed in the vlog. I ain't even drink. Let me drink some right now. Yes, please keep me informed. Please keep me informed, because when you go to training, I always want to encourage you. Always want to, anybody, I don't care if you're not with my airline, okay? If you're in training, or you know somebody in training, tell them to, write me in my message, and, I'll keep them encouraged, because that's just who I am. Like, I don't care what airline you are, I'm going to encourage you, because being a flight attendant sometimes is stressful. But one thing I'm going to say is be selfish, and I sound like a broken record. Be selfish. Please be selfish, okay? Be selfish and tell people to keep the problems and the family and the relationships and the friendship in the world to themselves until you finish training. If it's not life or death, tell your body at the end when you get your wings. Because it will distract you and you will fall behind. And training is very vigorous and it's very stressful. And I'm not going to tell you it's not stressful. It's stressful because you have weeks, you got tests, you got, they're watching you. Like they made sure our nails was done, our hair was done, we looked apart, we was in our you got too many eyes on you too many eyes and too many things. You got too many eyes on you. You got too many things you got to know. You got to make sure you're on time. You got to make sure you dress. You got to make sure you know your stuff. You got to make sure that you carry yourself in a respectable way. You got to make sure you're respecting the company. You got to make sure that you carry yourself in a respectable way outside the company because you're representing the company. You got too many things to worry about than to worry about something that you can't fix while you're away. And if just know. So, as a matter of fact, here's a word of advice. If you have somebody that's helping you, you got family, and you got a husband, boyfriend, or something, designate them to be you and be in your position while you're gone. So if you got a husband, friend, cousin, family member, somebody that can take care of your affairs while you're in training, where you don't have to worry about it, designate that person until you finish training. Give them the right to kind of make decisions until you finish training. So you can have a clear mind and a clear head. Because people have left training through personal problems. And it was something they could have fixed when they got home. And then they got to start all over again. And sometimes them airlines don't even hire them back. So, just saying. I think that's all. I had fun tonight. As a matter of fact, I should have went and got me some watermelon. Because I want me some watermelon. I know my crash pad made like, this girl been in her car for 2 hours. She ain't got no life. But I'm praying for you, Lock D. I'm praying for anybody who going to any airline. I'm praying for you, and I hope you guys get your heart desire. And you guys are very, very welcome. And I hope I helped you guys. And if you guys want any training tips or you guys need anything, you're welcome, Jared. I'm so glad that you guys came. And I appreciate you guys so much. I don't care if it was 1.5 for y'all. I'm glad y'all was here. So you guys have a wonderful night. I think I'm going to get me some watermelon. I really want me some watermelon. I love watermelon. But yeah. You're welcome. I'm glad you guys love this. And again, you share my video. Tell your friends about it. Let them watch it. Just go and do your thing. Okay? Just tell everybody about it. Tell them to subscribe and that we're going to do this over here every Sunday. We're going to sit down and we're going to have flight attendant talk because there's too many videos out there where people are just doing vlogs and I'm going to do them too, but sometimes people just want to know and they have questions and they want those questions answered. And if you can answer them in a respectful way without getting in trouble, I don't see nothing wrong with that. So you guys have a good night and thank you for visiting, Give Me a Reason. And I'll see you guys on a future video. So all you guys who just joined, you are not going to be sorry if you go watch this live video from the beginning. We had a blast. I'm going to go back and watch it, okay? Because I need to see what I need to fix. And if I need to critique myself. But anyway, guys, have a good night. And I'll see you on a future video. I'll see you next Sunday. Next Sunday, I will see you. Have a good night. Bye. Mwah.